Hi guys, this is Erica Weston with Fox Sports Midwest, and you're listening to my favorite St. Louis Blues hockey podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio.
Welcome to Season 8, Episode 50 of Let's Go Blues Radio, the original St. Louis Blues hockey podcast. We are broadcasting live on Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. This is franchise episode number 236 all-time. Your hosts tonight are yours truly, Kurt Price, Bill Day, and Jeff Ponder. And for your listening pleasure, for the next little while, we'll be talking Stanley Cup champion St. Louis Blues hockey. To interact with the show on social media, you can follow the show on Twitter at LGB Radio. My account is at Kurt Price, Bill's is at Billy Blue Note, and Jeff's is at JPonder94. You can follow us on Instagram and also like us on the Facebook and, of course, our YouTube channel where this show is broadcast live. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you'll get notifications when we go live each week. That's the best way to do it. All the cool kids do it that way. For those of you watching the live show right now on YouTube, you can comment in the live chat to my left. The website is letsgoblues.com, where you can listen or watch past episodes, browse the fan discussion forum, as well as get some cool St. Louis Blues themed t-shirts that help support the show. And do us all a favor, if you see something you like that we put out there on social media, or even one of our shows itself, share it. Post links to in Blues Facebook groups or whatever. The more people that see our show, it means the more we grow and the more we can offer everyone within this show. So we'd really appreciate it. Sharing the content we put out there will make the show even better than it already is, which I know is hard to believe.
Is that possible?
I don't know. I'm thinking it is. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it is.
I don't know about that.
It's hard to do, but I think we can do it. We can pull it off. Taking a picture of your beer, Jeff.
I am. I haven't done that yet. I'm a little behind.
We have a giveaway announcement.
We do.
Yeah.
First of all, I am in studio with the fellas tonight.
Yeah.
Made the journey from Missouri, as Bill called it earlier.
Missouri.
That is not how you say Missouri, by the way, you Illinois people.
I don't think
Illinois people.
I don't think Illinois people say Missouri.
No, it's not. It's
Missouri people
people
say
in
Missouri.
Missouri that say Missouri.
Yeah, Illinois people say
and then
it.
some college football announcers, which is really annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we do have a giveaway. I guess I'll post my beer here in a minute. So I am in studio, as I said. I'm gonna in the suites, and this is gonna come with the giveaway, the 2020 All-Star Game bag. Let me put it actually on the camera.
There you go.
There you go.
For the podcast listeners, you're out of luck, but for YouTube folks, you can see it.
Get a sweet bag there, and you're gonna get a program from the actual NHL All-Star Game official game program, and you can see it's pretty thick.
The retail value on that is about $300.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and the three of us are going to sign it, of course, before we.
We so should. We should ruin it for him. That'd be great.
But yeah, so we got a fair amount of responses. For those of you that might have missed what it was, this is why you should follow us on social media. We just put out, jump on social media, let us know how you listen to the show and how long you've been listening. And so I compiled all of those, and I have picked a winner. So it wasn't I wasn't just like, oh, that guy seems really cool, I'm going to pick him. It was completely random. So sorry, Austin Lynch, you do not get preference. I know, Kurt was really pulling for me. He's like, dude, just give it to Austin. He's my favorite. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't really like him that much.
Your hate mail can go right to jponder94 at Twitter.
Right.
But
and your complaints for not winning, because obviously Jeff has claimed ownership of this whole process.
that's true.
It's his baby.
It was.
His idea?
conceived this baby
That's
when I
right.
was at Fanfare.
Yep.
And Kurt, I know, are you going to announce anything tonight about yours? Or?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and do yours, and we'll.
Okay.
I'll follow up.
We'll
yeah.
wrap.
Yeah, sure.
We'll wrap. So our winner tonight. Drum roll, please. Right, Kurt? Remember the drum roll?
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
It's on Christmas vacation. The drum roll.
Oh yeah, right. So the winner tonight comes from Facebook, and that is going to be Mr. John Rolfing. Congratulations, John Rolfing. I don't think he watches the live show. He says he's a mailman, so he listens via Apple Podcast, and he's been listening for a couple of years now. So he listens to us while he's out delivering mail, which is pretty cool.
That's a nice thing. That's a
How
nice thing to do.
interesting would it be if he was actually one of our mailmen and he just didn't realize it? I guess that's probably not possible.
Should respond. Well, I mean,
It
it's
probably
possible.
he would see our name.
It's highly improbable. It's possible.
It's highly unlikely. But I totally think you should FedEx it to him.
Oh, that's a genius idea. Might have to do that. So John, I guess the best way for you to do this would probably be to message us on Facebook, unless you follow us on Twitter or anything else as well. But go ahead and send us a message on Facebook. You can friend me and message me as well. However you want to do it, just let us know that you heard this, and we will get this sent in the mail to you. So congratulations on your Let's Go Blues Radio signed official game program. We're not going to do that. I'm just kidding.
No.
But you will be receiving that in the mail shortly. So, yeah, just send us this whenever you hear this.
Do mailmen deliver their own mail to their own house? I guess if they live in the area they deliver in, are they allowed to?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Because if you were to mail him his prize and he were to deliver it and see his own name on it, that'd be kind of weird. I've never thought about that. Does a mailman deliver mail to his own house?
Maybe we should have him on.
Why is that weird to me?
Everything you wanted to know about a mailman, but didn't get to ask Cliff Clavin.
I wonder if that's the same question as if a parent's a teacher, can they teach their own kid, which is a no. So maybe it's the same
sure?
with mailmen. I don't think so. Can they?
Why couldn't you?
I think it would show favoritism.
Well, I mean, you could have I think you
I
probably.
don't think you can. That's why I think the whole premise of Girl Meets World, yes, I watched that, was totally wrong.
Okay, do you have any
I think it's probably something that's dictated by policy, right? It's not a universal thing.
Maybe, and maybe if hopefully, what if a school only has one teacher and there's like no school for 100 miles away?
They would have to
I mean,
drive them 100 miles away
Little
and
house
go to work.
Little House on the Prairie days, I think, begs to differ. I think they would teach their own kids. It's like homeschooling
Yeah?
at school.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. Anybody's a teacher
I
out
don't
there
know.
or works in, hey, well, we
It's
got
not
a
even-
friend, Amy. Why don't we ask her?
It's not even a. I will ask her.
She might
And-
know.
I will ask her. If you're
My
listening,
wife's a teacher.
if
I
you're
should probably
listening-
just ask her.
Amy, if you're, Amy, if you're listening
Next
right now,
time you
and
talk to her.
she sometimes is.
Whenever I track down my wife, I'll ask her next.
Are teachers allowed to teach their own kids? She works in a school.
That's an excellent question.
And Keith Price could chime in, too.
He could. Yeah, Keith listens. There he goes. There is no law, he says in the YouTube chat. There it is, right there. There is no law against teaching your own kids.
Brandon Thomas says, I had a teacher in 5th grade that taught her daughter for science, but was not her homeroom teacher.
I would imagine they probably try and not place your own kids in, maybe.
Quinville
parents' room.
didn't draft his own son. That's from Winning Unlimited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the Blues didn't draft Matthew Tkachuk either.
They did not.
Or Brady. But they weren't in position to. But
McKinnis' son isn't on the Blues. I don't think you're getting us off track here.
yeah. But, while we're talking about giveaways, I do have something from the All-Star game, the All-Star Fan Fest as well. It is. I'm not going to take it out of the package here because I want to mail it in this package. I have one up on the wall, which actually I don't. Where is it? It is.
Oh, I see it.
Oh,
I
no,
think
there it is.
Nope, I don't see it. I lied.
It's back here.
Okay.
Can you see it? Kind of half of it. It's my finger. It's right there. It's hanging on the arena seat back. Well, it's a rally towel. It's a rally towel, a jersey-shaped rally towel that has the All-Star Game logo on it. Sponsored by Geico. They gave them away at the fanfare, and I have an extra one here, and then we're going to give it away. We'll announce what the contest is going to be on the social medias this coming week. So stay tuned for that. It's pretty cool. It's kind of big. And
Yeah, there was I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but man, there was a lot of swag you could take from the fanfare.
There was a lot of free stuff, some free stuff, a lot of stuff for sale.
The program was not free, just so you know, John.
I vented about this on social media, on Twitter. The pucks, they were selling official game pucks, which they sell for what? Blues official game pucks at Scott Trade is like $10-12.
Yeah, 12, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 12.
Yeah, and they're not like game used pucks, not those kinds of game pucks, but the official, the kind they use in a game, just they're not game pucks.
Right.
$40 with the All-Star logo on them.
Well,
$40 fucking dollars. Yeah. Sorry, Keith and your kids.
Yeah.
Well, it's $28 for the tin.
No, well, here's the thing.
$8 for the tin.
It did. It came in a metal puck-shaped tin, but
also used for chewing tobacco.
But you're not going to use the tin because you want to display the puck if you got the puck. But I came home and I bought one on eBay, $16, and it came in a plastic display case.
Huh.
I'm like, I don't know where they get off. Now, I don't think jerseys were marked up. Jerseys were about 170, so that's not bad. But not out of the craziness that fucking puck.
Yeah,
it's a piece of rubber. It's $40.
If you're watching the show, you can see I'm wearing an All-Star Game hat. This was, I want to say 28, which wasn't awful. I mean, fitted hats nowadays.
I saw a bunch of hats were 40, so that was actually a pretty good buy.
I could be wrong then. I thought it was only like 28. I think some of the adjustable ones were higher, which was surprising because adjustables usually are cheaper.
Yeah,
but I wear fitted, so I was happy with that.
The one thing I was looking for at the fanfare memorabilia shop was toque.
They had none?
Completely sold out by Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And you go online, can't find them anywhere. Sold out on NHL.com, sold out at Dick's. Yeah.
Bunch of dicks at Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Dicks. Bunch of dicks at Dick's. I'm going to turn this microphone here so I can face you guys a little bit better.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
There's that face.
Well, I got the monitors here. I got to keep track of stuff, and so I want to kind of halfway face you guys. Actually, no, I'm not.
Well, you look great
tonight.
things
up. You do. And I enjoy looking
you
at
do.
you. Oh, thank you.
I don't look good.
I wish I could look at myself. I can't.
I need to shave.
I can't on the screen.
Well,
you do need to shave.
I'm getting
And let me tell you,
graduated.
the promo graphic that I made with the Photoshopping
there's
the
a
background
Roman
audio.
Pollock look. For sure.
Well, I'm just saying there is a Roman
I was
Pollock
going to
look.
go Radko Gudas.
Yeah, Radko Gudas.
They're essentially the same guy.
Yeah, they are.
But Photoshopping the background out with the beard, it took some extra effort. So, but
I didn't want to look too much like Magnus P.R.V. That's the
right,
reason I.
Right. Well.
So when up with a beard, I guess I'm Roman Pollock. Without the beard, I'm Magnus P.R.V.
Yeah.
When I was a younger man and Jamal Mayers was on the Blues, I was always told by the ladies I hung out with that I looked just like Jamal Mayers. And I'm like, that
I know the
seem
story is
right.
bold because you said you hung out with ladies.
Well, okay, fine. Guys dressed as ladies.
Special clubs on the east side.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you were.
Mm-hmm. Rubies? I don't know. I'm just coming up with something.
I'm
Does that sound like a... What was the...
You would know.
The toolbox. How about that?
The toolbox.
That sounds like a...
The
like
toolbox.
a gay
I'm
bar,
sure that's
right?
one in every big city.
Toolbox.
The toolbox.
Yeah.
What's the one? What's the one?
There used to be one in
St. Louis?
Broadway in St. Louis. I
You
can't remember the name
expect
of
us
that
to
one.
really answer
I don't
that
know.
question?
I'm just.
Even if we know the answer?
was
Oh, I'm thinking of the bar. No, I'm thinking Just
I've
John's.
been to a gay
That's just
bar.
a bar.
Have you guys been to a gay bar?
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of. Well, I didn't kicked out. I got asked to leave at gay bar.
Smooching too many guys?
A little too handsy. No. No, we were there, and it was somebody came up to us, and Amy and I, and they go, yeah, we don't appreciate your kind here.
Really?
Yeah, this is our place.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. I mean, that was nuts to me. Like, that goes against everything. Certain movements are moving towards.
Right.
You're like
the inclusivity.
Wow.
you are very anti-inclusive.
I would
There's a
say
word for
that's
that.
exclusive.
or reclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Reclusive.
Very exclusive when really the mindset should be inclusivity in a place like that, and it's just not. It was, well, for that guy wasn't. Okay. That was interesting. But anyway.
So I know this is a hockey podcast, but I do have a fun gay bar story I do want to tell. So the first time I ever went to one, I had a couple gay friends, and they were like, "Hey, let's go to this bar off Broadway." I can't remember the name of it. Damn it, for the life of me. Off Broadway, yeah. It was right next to the Jimmy John's down there. But if anyone remembers,
Steve's
please.
Hot Dogs?
Steve's Hot Dogs. That's closing, unfortunately.
I know.
Sad.
But yeah, I
Steve's Hot Dogs. That's a good name for a gay bar.
Toolbox. Keith Price says, yeah, I said that. Yep. No, so we went down there and we had been pre-gaming, obviously, in the car. We lived in St. Charles, so it's fairly long drive. And by the time we got there, I had to use the restroom. So we walk in, and they motioned me, yeah, man, the bathroom's over there. So I go to the bathroom, walk out, and all my friends are gone. I'm looking around, and I'm like, oh, my God. And it just, the instant thought in my head was, they left me here. They brought me to a gay bar. They left me here. This is a prank. This is, oh, my God. And I'm just standing there. And the bartender finally looks over at me and goes, hey, man, come over here. And I was like, okay. And I walk over, and he goes, you're straight, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, you're afraid your friends left you here, huh? And I said, yes. And he goes, yeah, it's a pretty big bar. They walk that way, man. You're good. And I'm like, thank you. And he's like, yeah, I can usually tell when there's a lost, scared, straight guy. And I'm like, yep, that was me.
That's okay.
Very nice man. He definitely helped me out because I was definitely standing there, probably looked white as a ghost.
So Fanfare, what did you guys think? We all went, right? We all went to Fanfare.
Pretty big fight going on here in this game.
Yeah, and two guys you
Monahan
don't.
and Nugent Hopkins.
Yeah, two guys you don't expect to
Hopkins
to
got
be
popped.
throwing
That
them.
was a good fight.
Hopkins got popped. Didn't he
Yeah.
at the end there?
I'm loving this. God, I hope these teams
That
play in
was
the
the, that,
playoffs.
was, that was the nice little Donnybrook.
It was Fanfare. We all went. What did you guys think?
I loved what they did to Union Station.
Yeah,
I agree.
it looked like a place that
Right.
was
designed
for. Yeah, it really was. It was they had the nice little nooks and crannies and things for all the like a bar, like the Bud Light bar that we had that shootout contest,
the
the
sauce
sauce toss. That was a cool area for that. All kinds of sections like those under the arches. Pretty cool. I liked it.
The one where was that Enterprise or I don't remember who it was. Somebody had something set up for it was trivia, and then you took a shot.
Mass
on the-
Mutual.
That's what it was. Yeah, Mass Mutual. Did you guys do that?
Which one was
yes.
it? Which one?
It was Mass Mutuals in the. It was right
Oh,
next
was
to
it
the
was
trophies.
it the like the bowling alley?
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I saw it. I didn't get in line for that.
So
no.
we did that, and I faced my wife in the
What-
trivia, kicked her ass.
What was the
I lost.
what was the
Did you really?
I did.
Well, it was math questions.
Right.
So it wasn't. It was hockey, but it was basically word problems.
Oh.
But it was math questions.
what was the object of the game of that? You're shooting on.
So
that-
you do the trivia,
Yeah.
and then the winner of the trivia goes and takes a shot.
Right. So you win the face-off, and you get the shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I won. It was 3 questions. I got them all. And my wife was like, "You better win this." So they give me the stick, and it's tiny. I'm like, "Oh man, I hate the tiny stick." And it goes, "Oh, I got a longer, bigger one over here." And it was the same stick I use. It was perfect. I'm like, "This is great." And they were roller hockey pucks. So I'm like, "Ow."
I got
And
this.
I asked my wife, I go, "So where do you want me to shoot this?" And she goes, "I don't know, top corner, go 5-hole." And she's like, "I don't think you can hit 5-hole." And it was a pretty small 5-hole.
Yeah.
It was pretty tiny. I nailed it. I hit it hard too. And my wife, she goes, "That's the best shot I've ever seen you take." And I'm like, "That might be the best shot I've ever taken."
Yeah, I was trying to convince Julie to go top shelf.
Nice.
But, yeah, I can't get the puck up there.
Yeah.
Just let me shoot for you.
what did you say you got on the sauce toss?
3.
3. That's what I got.
Yeah.
And I hit
I
the
did not
post.
do that.
Hit the post on. I got my first 2 in because the sauce toss was a deal where. Did you know what the promo was
Yeah,
for it?
I saw it. Yeah.
You win 2 tickets to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You get 5 in a row on the sauce toss. It was like 20 feet apart. You're shooting 20 feet away, which is not that far. And if you got 5 in a row in the sauce toss, you won 2 free tickets to the All-Star game. So I'm like, I know I can do this. I just don't know if I can do it on my first 5 tries
Right.
because you get 5 chances. That's it. If I had 5 minutes, I get 5 of them easy.
Yeah.
But so my first 2 went in after I waited in line for like half an hour. First 2 went in. I'm like, okay, here we go. There's no problem. And the third one hit the post. I'm like, and you know what I did? I don't know why I did this. Why do I do this to myself? The first two get the puck, go, little stick handle, then shoot. Little stick handle, then shoot. Third one didn't stick handle. I just shot it and I hit the post. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Muscle memory, repetition, don't change a damn thing.
Yep.
And I just decided, I got cocky. I'll shoot it. And I'm like, shit. And then the next one grazed the other post, and the last one went in.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. My first one, it just went straight dead center of that net. Just perfectly 3 inches off the ground, dead center of that net. Next one did the exact same thing. Little stick handle, shot. I think that one kind of grazed the post and went in. And then the third one, I missed hard left because I didn't stick handle.
I don't know why.
Always stick handle.
I know that. I know that. But I'm like, and I was coming off a pretty
you
cocky.
Don't stick handle, you're gonna have a bad time.
I was coming off a pretty cocky performance in the what was it? The Hawks and the Sharks. The
face-off.
The face-off where you
face-off Fury.
It was basically face-off Fury. Yes, and I got 40 in the face-off Fury inside the little rink. Shooting the puck against the light up spots on the boards when they let up, and they light up, change spots, and you have to hit them before they disappear. And I got 40 at a time, and a guy watching goes, "That's the highest one I've seen today."
Nice.
And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I'm all cocky, coming off that. I'm wow, go sauce. I also won 2 tickets now, and that didn't happen. But no, it was a good time.
I did not do the toss because the line was ridiculous.
It was pretty long.
It was like 6:40, and I got a little story that I want to tell.
It wasn't that long of a line, but the thing is that each person, it took a couple minutes.
All right, the line was really long when I went. I mean, it was the line was almost to the entrance. And I was like, no, I'm not. Actually, we're not waiting in that.
When I got in line, there's probably like 25 people in line. That was it. It wasn't too bad, but it took
each person.
It took like 40 minutes,
So we just said nope. Did you guys do the one in the middle, the car one? I think it was Chevy, where you just had to like kind of pass the puck into each square. Did you do that one?
No.
That was the easiest damn thing I've ever done in my life. I was like, because it's just a board, like a shooting board, and you had a square about this big, probably 2 feet at most I would think, and there's 3 of them, and you just gotta basically sauce it to each one. Just hit 3 of them. And I'm like, holy shit, okay. And I'm watching people do it, and I'm amazed it's the people not being able to hit it. I'm like, this is nothing. And there was like little kids that were just dominating their parents, and I guess it's just a hockey thing. You play, you could probably figure it out pretty easily. Because, my wife got up and she blew it, and I'm like, good Lord, this is the easiest thing ever. And she goes, well, let me see you do it. And I got 3 shots, each square. I won a pair of sunglasses. It was the easiest thing ever, but I'm like, I guess maybe if you don't play, it's not easy. I don't know.
Austin Lynch said, I'm pissed I didn't get a picture with Gritty. I am too, because I ran in the 5K in the morning. So we had on Saturday. So we had tickets for FanFest at 10 a.m. The 5K was at 9 a.m. So I figured that's perfect. Ran the 5K with my daughter and Amy, and we finished. I don't know. It was like 9:35 or something. We were hanging out 9:40. Hanging out, got our free sugar fire and banana and all that stuff. And then we decided to go into Fanfare about 10 o'clock. And there was not a line to get in. It was fantastic. Mr. Blues Hat posted on Friday.
Right,
there was a line was down the sidewalk outside the building, and I was like, oh, my God. But it was nothing like that at all on Saturday when we got there. But it got more crowded, obviously, as the day went on. And there was Gritty was outside Union Station after the 5K, and I'm like, oh, I'll get in line for Gritty. There was like 4 or 5 people in line. Okay, but apparently it was not a set thing. He was just walking through the crowd, and he had to go do something with the other mascots.
He had to go punch a kid.
I was like, I wanted. Right. Yeah. So that was disappointing.
That's a shame.
I feel your pain there, Austin.
That is one mascot. I mean, I've gotten one with Louie, I've gotten one with Fredbird, but that is one mascot that I definitely want a picture with.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the alpha mascot at this point.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. In just a year. So that's interesting.
It was Honda, apparently. That's what Austin's telling me here.
Yeah, official sponsor, official vehicle of the NHL.
That's right. Wasn't it Chevy a couple years ago? Now it's Honda.
Been Honda for a few years.
Whatever.
Adam Gold, Winning Unlimited, said Kurt's tearjerker story about, I guess, hitting the post.
Yeah.
Tearjerker story is the first episode of the new Mighty Ducks Disney Plus, and Coach Bombay helps Kurt recover.
That could be a fun one.
I could get into that.
Maybe Joshua Jackson could help you out as well. Could do the wrist test with the stick. With the Adam Banks.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Or just say, smack me in the back of the head, stick handle first,
Yep.
and shoot. Backhand, forehand, shoot. Backhand, forehand,
So
shoot.
we spent a shit ton of money at the fanfare, but again, got this hat. My wife got a Bennington All-Star shirt. Got my kid a couple things. Spent a lot of money, but I will say that did you guys go into the Tops area where they had like the figurines and the cards, like the hockey cards?
Yeah.
They had some great deals going over there.
Yeah.
I got a Gritty figurine, one of those really nice, like McFarlane looking ones.
Oh, you mean was that inside the Bud Light area? Because they had a bunch of stuff there.
It was down. It was.
It was right next
all the
to
way-
the Truly hard
next,
seltzer.
Yeah, the Truly and the Mass Mutual.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we didn't see everything there.
Oh,
we
man.
and we were there for 3.5 hours.
Wow.
We were in
It
line for
was
stuff.
busier on Saturday.
We were in line for
sure.
stuff. So
It wasn't that busy Friday night, to be honest. I mean, it was crazy. But by the time we got there, and by the time the skills competition was getting ready to start, people were filtering out.
hardest shot. Did you guys do hardest shot?
I did not do hardest shot.
Didn't
I didn't even
have
see
the
it.
opportunity to.
Oh, it wasn't going?
No, it was.
Too
the
long?
line was so long. So
I didn't even see it.
See, well, it was in the middle, right when we first came in, pretty much. And it was right next to the locker room photo scene where you get a picture taken with the lockers and
Yeah.
But so, and this is another sob story for Adam Gold. I'm gonna sound like a whiner here, but I'm watching people shoot, and it's amazing to me. I'm in line for a while, and my daughter and I and Amber were all gonna shoot. It's amazing to me how many people just can't shoot a puck. I mean, we're all there for fun, but it's like I'm just watching them. I'm like, they've never played hockey, nope, and they're just. But okay, so I'm thinking, and I see some people hit like 40s, low 50s. I'm like, oh, if I'm not in the 60s, I'll be disappointed. And so I go up there, get my stick, and most people go into the mat and they just kind of just swing and hit. So I step into one. I take a couple steps, and the stick is like it's broke or something. Or it's really whippy or something. The blade just
I'll
gave.
blame the stick. Yeah.
It just gave on me, and the puck fluttered. And I'm like, what the hell? So okay, shot number 2. I tried to compensate for it. Same thing. It didn't work. So,
Wow.
55. I was like, well, shit.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah.
At least it registered.
I feel like
Could you
I
imagine if it didn't even register?
I just feel like I could have done a lot better. Even though a slap shot's never been my game. I'm more of a passer and a wrist shot guy, but I knew I could shoot a good 15 miles an hour faster than that.
Probably.
Anyway, either way.
I've seen you play. You can shoot harder than that. You got that Joe Sakic wrist shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really
Right.
looking
Yeah.
forward to being able to do that. It's been several years since I've had a shot clock.
I think I told you to pick the longer stick, right? Because
Yeah.
I gave for some reason they gave me the shorter stick, and so I'll use the shorter stick, whatever. But they had a longer one. If I had used the stick that they have for sauce toss, those are nice sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And
Yeah,
I saw
that would have been a
And
beauty.
even the Mass Mutual. Those were good sticks.
Yeah, the grippy one pieces.
Yeah.
those are great. But yeah, I'm gonna be the complainer about this whole thing. So
Go ahead.
I've
I've got a complaint too, but I want to hear yours first.
Well, Austin Lynch, real quick, said he did a hardest shot and got 62 miles per hour. So good
Oh,
job,
yeah, he
Austin.
did. Well, he said with a hardest shot, got a 62 with a wrist shot,
Yeah,
and then took
nice.
a clapper and got a 53.
See, I should have done a wrist. I should have tried a wrist shot.
Just do a wrist shot.
I should have.
Why not?
Lay into one. Well, you only get 2 shots. If I had like 5 or 6, I might have taken one.
Do a slap shot and then a wrist shot.
Yeah, I should have taken a wrist shot after that first slap shot was not going to
My
happen.
buddy's got a radar gun. He always tells me we should get everyone together and just do like a skill.
Is he going to be at the
competition.
NS94 tournament that you're in?
Oh, he'll be there.
Oh, son of a bitch.
bring it.
Yeah.
Bring it.
You
And
could just do it in my
I
yard.
hope you don't care. Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope
I got
you
a
don't
shooting
care.
board.
You got a garage door? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Oh,
hope you don't
that
care
garage
about
door's
your
going up.
garage
We're
door.
doing that. I broke my dad's garage door too many times. Got yelled at too many times to do it again.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
I feel like the ghost of my dad would just appear and say, "Got another damn door, Jeffrey."
Hey, Bill. Keith said he clocked Bill's slap shot at 17 stitches. He caught my brother in the chin
I was
with
going to say, that's
a
not
puck.
surprising.
Ice hockey puck.
Go ahead and complain,
It
Bill.
was deflected. That shot was deflected.
It was deflected and then hit him in the chin?
Yes.
Okay. I know it scored.
Yeah.
It went in.
Oh, you pulled the Kachuk, huh?
Yeah.
It went off his face into the net?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was pretty ugly.
It was disgusting. It was his chin starred. It like split 3 ways.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It was just bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've had a teammate
if he went like this, he could have talked with his chin.
Oh, I have a teammate who actually former co-host of the show, Justin Wilson. He one time took a shot to the face, and his tooth was through his lip.
Oh my God!
He skates up to the bench and he goes, "Guys, is my lip like broken or something?" And we're like, "Dude, your fucking tooth is going through your lip." And he goes, "Oh, cool."
I told Keith said it ruined Thanksgiving. Yeah, I have a ruined Thanksgiving story too. But I told Keith right away. I'm like, "You're lucky because if that's an inch higher, you've lost teeth. You've lost your front four teeth easy because it was right here. And if it's like an inch and a half higher, he's got teeth missing."
And then he was super lucky because the doctor on call that night was the Blues plastic surgeon.
It was the Blues plastic surgeon, but his on-call meant he'll be there in like 6 hours.
Yeah.
He was
Fortunately,
sleeping.
it was the plastic surgeon that works on the wives and does the breast implants.
Keith did have a nice set after that.
I have a ruined Thanksgiving story, and it's a hockey story. I got decked blindside sucker punch in a game, and I went down and it was the day before Thanksgiving, and the next day I had to go get stitches, and my eye was swollen shut, and I had ice on it, and I was like on the couch all day, and because I couldn't see, and we stayed home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I missed that game. Every game that wound up in the courtroom, I missed. Anyway,
see, you're the calming factor, actually, unbeknownst to many.
Right. The guy that yells and screams and ruins things for people, keeps it from going to the courtroom. I don't know how that works, but so my complaint about fanfare.
Okay.
So I
have a few complaints too.
They're selling tickets.
I want to go last because mine's leaving fanfare.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
We kind of had an issue with that, but they sell tickets for specific entry times. Mm-hmm. So, and you're led to believe you have a set time in the building. The first person I see when I get there is Kurt Price, who had a 10 o'clock entry time. We had a 1 o'clock entry time.
Yep.
Kurt has a 10 o'clock entry time, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been here since 10." And like,
we were kind of leaving.
Kicking you out?
We were on our way out. We were working our way to the front to leave.
But you weren't made to leave.
No.
And that's the
How
thing.
are they going to do that?
Right.
Yeah, they
that's
can't
the thing.
do that. You can't dictate that.
Yeah.
Unless they put like a shock collar on you, and at a certain time it starts going off.
I guess they figured most people won't stay there more than a couple hours, which but it got more crowded as the day went on.
Oh,
I'll tell you that. People didn't leave.
Saturday obviously is going to be the worst day because everybody's off work, and we're those people that are just too busy to take time off to go Thursday or Friday. But it just, to me, the whole idea, the whole way they sold it was just disingenuous.
Yeah,
they're just trying not to have lines to get in.
It's the illusion of organization.
Yeah.
It's like TSA at the airport. It's the illusion of security. It's not security.
Right.
No, I see that. We see with Thursday and Friday, it was just general admission, come whenever you want. Like I said, when we got there, oh my God! I mean, my wife's fairly claustrophobic, and I can be. I mean, it was probably as bad as you guys were talking when you first walked in. We literally just made a beeline for the trophies because that's where it kind of opened up a little bit. But once, like I said, for us, we went Friday. About 6:30, people started filtering out. People who had tickets to the skills competition. So about 6:30 on. I mean, we were only there until about 7. We left like right when it would have started, and it was great. I mean, we could go anywhere we wanted. The only thing that sucked was we couldn't get a picture with the cup.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which
you've got your picture. With
I've
the
got
cup.
my picture with the cup. The problem is my wife has never seen it.
Right.
So she was like, "Can we even just get close to where I can see it?" And one of the guards was like, "Nah, sorry, I can't let you do that."
That sucks.
Yeah. That was the same thing. Like my company was a sponsor of the Blues, so we got a morning with the cup at work. I got my picture.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Julie's not seen it, so it would have been great to be able to see that.
I keep telling my wife I'm just going to take her to the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah,
It'll be worth it.
And you know what's funny? People were waiting in line, waiting. They said online they were waiting in line to see the cup upwards of 5.5 hours.
Right.
That's crazy.
You can fly to Toronto.
You could fly to Toronto, see the cup, spend a half an hour with it, and then fly back.
Yep.
Because at Fanfare, you waited 5.5 hours to literally spend 6 seconds with the cup.
Yep.
You stand next to it, picture, kiss it.
Well, even
leave.
so, I attended an event similar to what Bill did when it came to his job. It was with my father-in-law who he's a lawyer, represented the company that did it, and you know, it was you know, nice. You know, the line wasn't long, but it was still like once you got to the cup, you had maybe 5 seconds, snap your picture, touch it, move on. Let's move on to that. Which, I mean, it's great. It's a great plan because you can get more people in and out that way. And, you know, the cup's on a pretty tight schedule. So it's fine. But, yeah, I mean, again, we've all been to the Hockey Hall of Fame. You can literally go in that room and spend
there
all day with
You can
it.
stay there for hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did the first time I went.
When I went there, I was probably in the trophy room for, I don't know, maybe half an hour. I just
Yeah.
And it was great. I'm not sure if it's always like this, but there was like 2 or 3 people in there.
Right.
It was not busy at all.
Yeah, no, the couple times we got there, it was the same way. I mean, we would go in September, so it's, you know, off hockey season. But yeah, it's there is no crowd.
I
there.
went when McInnes was inducted, and it was pretty busy then.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, it was the line for the cup was still only like 25 people long.
You know what's great about going to the Hockey Hall of Fame and going to the trophy room? You get to see the original cup.
Oh yeah,
Because
and
the
that
original
vault with the original cup.
Because
awesome.
the original, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the original bowl up top is not. It doesn't travel. It stays in the Hockey Hall of Fame. The original bowl up top, because the original is so fragile, it would break. So the bowl on top is a replica.
Yeah.
And so you can see the original bowl, which was the original trophy.
Yeah.
It was just a small little bowl.
And
before it started having rings to it.
So we're getting a question here from Jimmy Anderson. Are you allowed to touch the cup in Toronto?
Yes.
How much interaction? So basically, any rules that you have with seeing the cup here, it's the same in Toronto.
You can't pick it up.
You get more time with it.
You can't pick it up, but you can touch it.
You can touch it. You can kiss it. You can make sweet love to it.
It may even be bolted down at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
It might be.
I don't know, but I didn't try to pick it up. But I touched it, kissed it
The first time I ever saw it was in June of 2003, and I went with my dad, and I mean, we went in there, and there was a guard standing there, and I was like, looking around, and I'm like, where's the line? And he looks at me, he goes, no line, son, go on up.
Yeah.
And we go
crazy.
up, my dad and I took a picture with it, and then the guy goes, you guys want another one? You guys want one together? And I was like, oh my God, I can literally do whatever I want with
It's
this
so
thing.
funny. Like I said, you could literally fly to Toronto, spend a half an hour with the cup, and then fly back, assuming there's no delays at the airport, and you could get the flights, to match up and line up, but be back before you got through the line at Fanfare.
That would be a great YouTube video, like 2 people standing in
That'd
line
be
to see the cup,
hilarious.
and then one guy's just like, you know what, I'll be right back. Comes back 5 hours later. Hey, I already saw the cup. I'm good.
Where's he at? Toronto? That'd be hilarious.
Snaps the
You
selfie,
have to-
sends it to the guy in line.
You have to take your passport with you to Fanfare. And,
You got to go
Have-
through
have
customs
some-
and everything.
right.
So there's the delays there, but still.
well, actually, I will throw a little cold water on this plan. When we went up to Montreal a couple of years ago, we flew through Toronto, and if you fly Air Canada, you go into the very last terminal in the international coming out of St. Louis to Toronto, and it is a 2.5 mile walk through customs to the Canadian side. It's insane. So
You're basically walking to Canada. That's
It
the way
felt
I
like
see
when
it.
when I
It
went
felt
to
like
Toronto, we drove. We drove across the border.
We drove once. We were in Buffalo, and we drove. The other 2 times I flew into Toronto.
We stayed in Niagara, right across the border, and
Niagara is a city, by the way.
Yes.
I tell that to people, and they're like, you mean Niagara Falls? I'm like, no, the city of Niagara.
right, and we stayed in a hotel there, and there's a casino right across the river, and our hotel was right there, and you could I don't know how many stores up it was, and we could just see the falls at night, and they're all lit up in colors. Oh,
beautiful.
it was amazing. If you haven't been
Canadian
to Niagara
side
Falls,
is better than the U.S. side. by
Niagara,
the way.
oh god, yeah,
For
Niagara,
those who say the U.S. side has never been to the Canadian side.
yeah, Niagara Falls is amazing
Yeah.
from the Canadian side.
Horseshoe
Man,
Falls.
I will say,
Yes.
I will say, folks, if you have not been to Toronto, seriously, if you're a hockey fan, make the trip. Just go ahead and start planning now. I mean, get your passport.
Drive,
Go
it's-
up there.
It's not that far. It's like a
13-hour
11-hour drive, 12-hour drive, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to. Julie's from London, Ontario. It's like halfway between Detroit and Toronto, so it's like 10 and a half, 11-hour drive from here. And we did it 5 years in a row. When we first 5 years of our togetherness. Yes, and yeah, it's the drive's not that bad, and yeah, it really especially now. I don't know if you saw what Phil Pritchard posted today, but all the Blues centric stuff that they have around the Cup. Like today, they put in stuff from the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, the badge with the cup on it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So that's in the installation.
Cool.
So totally worth seeing it. And there's actually a fairly decent chance. My family does these family getaways to different places in honor of people's milestone birthdays, and Toronto was floated as an idea for somebody this year. So I'm pushing for that hard. That would be awesome.
What's your complaint about fanfare?
I think it was. I didn't like that. What?
You got another beer in there?
Yeah.
Grab one.
Go ahead. I didn't. I mean, it was. I had a great time there. I think my main complaint was. I'll just echo what was said earlier about the times that the illusion that you're in there for a couple hours. You know, that was kind of pointless. It actually was. I guess was better if you get the earliest ticket you can go, because then there's just those number of people going for that session, as opposed to going at like in the afternoon or evening. Then you've got like compounded, it's like double, triple the amount of people in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fine. All right. Have at it. Dorf beer, Dunkel from Urban Chestnut.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I don't think they make that anymore. So there you go. You're living it up.
You got more complaints? Anybody?
I mean, the pricing for some of the stuff in the shops was just insane.
We've covered the puck.
So
Yeah,
I mentioned
the
the tops area, which is why I was impressed with the prices. I forgot to mention that. So I went in and I saw I was looking at a Henrik Lundqvist one, and the goalie ones were cool because it actually has the net and the crease with them too. And so I was looking at it, and I hear my wife go, "Oh my God, they have Gritty." And I looked at her, I go, "What?" She points, and yeah, they've got a Gritty figurine. I was like, I don't care how much that is, I'll take it. And there's a guy standing there, and he goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't be saying that. I mean, I can get you a good deal on it, but," he's like, "I don't know if you want to spend $100 on it." I'm like, "If you're telling me it's $100, I will take it." Ooh. Like I was like, I need that in my life. So he's like, "Well, luckily," he's like, it's 20, but if you spend 10 more, it's 30, and you get a free, or if you get one more, it makes it 30. So 2 for 30. And plus, we'll throw in a free Braden Shen figurine as well. And I'm like, holy shit! So $30, I get 3 of them. So they're all $10 basically. I'm like, sounds good to me. So I got the Lundqvist one I was looking at. I got Gritty, and I got a Braden Shen. So I'm not big into those figurines anymore. Like, I got a couple of the Pronger and McKinnis's from back in the day, but like, you mean for like $30,
like the starting lineup thing up there, the McFarland.
Yeah, just
like
that.
McKinnis.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. And the Ray Bork up here.
Yep. Yeah. And so I was like, for $30 for 3 of those, that's pretty awesome. So that's what I went with, and it's worth it.
By the
Good
time
pricing.
By the time we got in there, all of the goalies were gone. Because I love this.
Those are the cool
I have a Patrick Waugh. This is before they had actual NHL licensing, so it's NHLPA licensed Patrick Waugh and Curtis Joseph for the Maple Leafs. Or Maple Leafs colors, but NHLPA logo on the jersey.
Right. That's the way work is, just to get the PA logo.
And but my favorite one that I got was the Jason Smith versus Jose Theodore from the Heritage Classic,
nice.
with Theodore wearing the
toque. Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely love that. So I even have a Jocelyn Thibault Blackhawks one.
Are you a Lundqvist fan?
Yeah.
You want it? I got my Gritty. That's all I cared about.
Yeah. Possibly,
yeah. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what friends do.
Well, I appreciate. That's what I appreciate about you.
Okay, Dan. Dan, okay. Okay, Dan.
But yeah.
Dan, okay.
So they didn't have any goaltenders. I did notice that they did have quite a few Braden Shens.
Yeah, I mean the guy told me, he goes, literally like half our truck was Braden Shen.
Yeah. There was another vendor in that section. S. Preston prints. They were the minimalist prints.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a great spot.
Yeah, we picked up a couple of those because we have like our basement is nothing but concert poster prints, and so we love that kind of design anyway. We got the Stanley Cup Blues one with the disco ball.
Yeah, that's
the
a good
Gloria one. It was awesome. And then the Blues, the trumpet part of the Blues logo, where the second I forget what you call it, the trumpet, the
trumpet
valve
logo. Yeah.
The second valve is the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
There was one of I think was it Louis, where he was kind of peering up from the bottom. Yeah. My wife really wanted that one for her classroom. We almost got it.
Yeah.
But no, those are cool. I really like those too. All right. So my complaint. Ready for my complaint?
Sure.
So my complaint is not about fanfare. My complaint is about when we left fanfare. So here was our plan. The wife and I have been planning on going to something, just the two of us, have some fun. And we said, you know what? After the fanfare, why don't we go down to Ballpark Village and watch the skills competition? You know what I'm going to say? You're pointing at me.
Well, I was gonna go down there before I got tickets to a fanfare because they had some free stuff at
on Friday.
No, on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they had a it was a sauce toss competition, I think.
They had something going on Saturday. I don't remember.
Yeah, and you had to sign up with sauce toss, and I think Angela Sharp was down there doing some stuff, and you could watch the skills competition the All-Star game. At Ballpark Village, so that was I thought about that, but then I got tickets to fanfare, so that nixed that plan.
So the wife and I, that was the plan. We said originally we'll go to fanfare, we'll find some place to go, and she goes, well, "What about Ballpark Village?" I'm like, "Oh, great, yeah, that's great. We haven't been there since the Stanley Cup final, and why not? Let's go down there." I think we went for game 1, whatever it was, but anyway,
I was there game 1.
The game 1 for the Blues.
Yeah, Blues and Bruins. The game they lost.
For the Stanley Cup final?
It wasn't a good game.
No, it was not.
I did not enjoy that game.
You were there
at
game
Enterprise
1?
Center. We were at Enterprise
I was
Center.
to say, you weren't there at game 1. I was there. I was
You were at Ballpark
Village game 1. Yeah,
I just like to imagine that I'm you. That's the way I like to live my life.
Like, I know you weren't there because I was there.
You're co-opting his life.
Anyway, so we had parked pretty far away because we used the stupid ParkWiz app that the NHL suggested. And really, we could have parked really close to Union Station, but we used this app where you can like pre-pick out your spot. So I did that, but it was like 12 blocks from Union Station. So I told her, because we had all these bags, this gobs of shit. You know, like I said, we bought a bunch of stuff, plus all the swag you get just from going in and doing the competitions and stuff. So I said, you know what, why don't we do this? We'll get an Uber, we'll take it to our car, we'll drop all the stuff at the car, and then we'll go watch the skills competition. Okay, great. So we drop shit off the car. Takes us down to Ballpark Village. And this night it's kind of cold. It's a little rainy. We get over there. He drops us off at one of the main entrances. And there's, a security guard standing there. We didn't think anything of it. We start walking up, and he goes, "Hey, guys, Ballpark Village is closed." And I looked at him, and I go, "What part of it?"
For an event?
He goes, "All of it. The whole place is closed." And I'm like, "For what?"
They do that sometimes.
And he goes, "The NHL bought it out."
Oh.
I'm like, "For what?" And he goes, "That's all I know." And so they closed Ballpark Village, the venue that people go to watch sporting events. And they closed it for the skills competition. Again,
they do that.
I know, there was probably something going on that's fine. But I don't know, maybe it's because it happened to me. I really feel like they should
wronged.
somewhere, because, you get an email that's like, all you need to know about fanfare. Like,
right.
They should put in that email, like, hey, don't go to Ballpark Village to watch the skills competition because we bought it and it's closed.
I had a similar thing happen, and I forgot about it. So I have a complaint, not about necessarily fanfare, but it's related to fanfare. For the 5K, I signed up for it, and you can get parking. So I paid for parking to reserve a spot in a parking garage right across the street from Union Station. Yeah. It was really close. So I thought, great, it's $12 to get a spot in a garage there. That's fantastic. It was going to be cold. I don't have to afford to walk, leave the coats in the car, all that good stuff. It'd be great. I get an email a few days after I paid for parking, which was a few days before the 5K, saying that, this parking garage is no longer available.
Oh, that sucks.
We've moved you to a different garage. They didn't offer a refund. They said, we moved you to a different garage like 4 blocks away.
Oh, fuck that.
And I'm like, are you shitting me? So I'm like, all right, fine. I mean, we'll deal with it. And so we couldn't go back to the cars after the race because we had tickets to Fanfare at 10 o'clock. So we didn't want to do that and be late getting to the Fanfare. We wanted to get there at 10 and do what we could do. But so that kind of sucked. I didn't like that too much. So that was similar to what you had.
Yeah, we were pretty pissed. I mean, just the fact that we'd already. So basically, what we had to do was because I was like, well, let's go to Four Hands. But the wife was hungry. I was kind of hungry too, and I was like, I don't have a whole lot of food at Four Hands.
Yeah.
So we were like, and she's very picky. I'll eat anything. I don't care, but she's very picky. So I actually had to.
They have some very good food.
I had to get another. Yes, they do. The food they do have is very good.
Yeah.
But so we had to walk up to Market from where we were at, which was about 2 blocks. Get another Uber. Uber just takes us back to our car. So basically, got 2 Uber drives for nothing. We could have just had the guy drop us off at our car. So of course that means we were late. We ended up going all the way back closer to home. We went to Three Kings. Out by Ronnie's, and that place is great. So we went out there to watch
with
it.
good teeth.
Yes, they do. Yes, those waitresses have great teeth there. But we went over there, and so we missed the fastest skater, which I ended up watching later. But pretty annoying. I was pretty pissed about that. So again, it's just I don't know. I follow Ballpark Village. Maybe they posted on Twitter and I didn't see it, but I feel like that's something that should have been a little more public knowledge. You're going to have a bunch of people downtown. I'm sure I wasn't the only one that had that thought. Should have been made pretty clear that, hey, if you want to watch the skills competition after going to Fanfare, not going to happen if you want to go to Ballpark Village.
Oh.
Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, so and we completely didn't do beers the episode either.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
So let's do beers. Bill.
Mine's gone. Yeah.
See, mine is too.
It's I'll post it. So it is in one of the All-Star Game can bottle koozies. That I love the design of that.
That's cool.
So I spent $14 or whatever it was for it. So the beer was Founder's Dirty Bastard.
$26 cheaper than a puck.
Yeah. And I will get a lot more use.
That's true.
That.
That's true. Very cool.
Couple YouTube comments I want to go ahead and get to. Ballpark Village closed Friday night for NHL after party for family and friends. I mean, that's cool. That's fine. But it should have been made public knowledge.
Yeah, because people start showing up. I bet they had a lot of people show up.
Oh, there was. I saw a couple of people that were walking around there. And why else would you be walking around Ballpark Village in 30-degree weather in January? Makes no sense.
I mean, what about PBR? Was that closed too?
All of it was closed. You couldn't even get in.
The whole
place was closed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
You could not get in anywhere. They had guards all over. They had, it's just you couldn't go anywhere. It was.
Say you're with the
Again,
party.
Just ridiculous. Well, in Keith Price here says I should have flashed my press pass. I wonder. That's a smart idea. I just take my old press pass, flash it real quick. Oh no, don't worry. I'm with the party. Wonder if I could have gotten in. That's a good call, Keith. Should have done that. And then let's see. Jimmy Anderson closed to repair and re-clean America's favorite family fun park.
Nice.
Moose should have told you outside, right? That is dumb, though. It's like showing up at Wally World in the summer and having it be closed. Jimmy Anderson says Kroenke probably rented it out. That's a good call.
Oh, that'd have been
Out of spite.
Oh, that'd have been. If I were Kroenke, I would have done that.
Oh, why not?
That'd have been great.
Keith Price says can't stop a mob. I'm with you. So anyway, beer of the episode. I've already moved on to my second one, but I'll go with my first one. Again, provided by Kurt Price because I came all the way out here and forgot to bring beer. From Breckenridge Brewery, Vanilla Porter. It's fine Colorado ales, roasted malts with notes of vanilla. It was very good, very smooth. I don't even know what camera I'm pointing this at.
You know where
here.
they have a lot of that?
That was mine.
Ballpark Village.
Oh, they have these at Ballpark Village?
Draft. I mean, they always do.
Nice.
I mean, I assume they do this year. They had it last year, like every time I went. It's like the only. I enjoy Ballpark Village. It's a lot of fun, but I think their beer selection needs some work as far as what's on draft.
Yeah, whenever I go there, I just tell myself, well, you're probably just going to be drinking Bud Light all
Bud
night.
Light, Michelob stuff, Bud Select. They have the Bud Light Orange and the Lime, and They have vanilla porter from Breckenridge. That was like the one craft ish beer they had.
Yeah. And Breckenridge is a portfolio company of AB InBev.
Right, I know, I get it, but still, that was much.
I did not know that.
Most flavorful beer they had, I thought, on draft. Mine is the Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, which I've had on the show before. Where's the camera? There it is. That's a good beer, and I don't have M&Ms today. I really enjoy M&Ms with my Sam Adams Cherry Wheat, and I don't have it. What a shame. More sob story.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is one after another this show with me. Today in Blues history, courtesy of the @STL Blues history Twitter accounts, January 29th, 1974, Gary Unger of the St. Louis Blues scored the first shorthanded goal in All-Star game, since 1965, which was Barclay Plager. Oh,
he was in the box.
With Barclay Plager in the box.
Yeah.
And game-winning goal in the he also scored a game-winning goal in the 74 NHL All-Star game. Unger won a cow and a 4x4 trail duster for his MVP efforts.
You hear that and you think, oh, this was probably 1874. It's so weird.
There's a picture of that, of him standing next to the cow that he won in the Note by Notebook that came out years ago.
Yep.
And you can find it online. You can find it online. It's funny.
Yeah.
To win a cow.
It just shows you.
It just shows to go, yeah.
How far the NHL has come in 3 decades.
Yeah.
Can you imagine awarding a cow today? What
do I do with this?
Confusion would be like? What? They should do that. Oh, man, you know what? If I ran that kind of thing for the NHL, I'd be like, you know what? We're giving away the car. We're also giving away a cow.
Do you guys?
We'll bring out a cow and see what they do.
Do you guys ever watch Billy on the Street?
I used to.
It reminds me of that, whenever somebody wins, he gives them the most obscure, weird prize. Yeah. Like one was like a painting of Jennifer Aniston, and it's just what the hell do I do with this?
Nothing. So the All-Star game, between the divisions, our friends over at the Chirp, the Another Blues podcast, tweeted out because Kane was booed by St. Louis fans, obviously.
Hey, real quick, you did skip.
I know
one of the Today in Blues history.
Oh, I didn't I? Sorry. Yeah. January 29th, 1991. The St. Louis Blues announced they will retire the number 24 of Bernie Federico. Kind of a big one.
Yeah, that's the only reason I brought it up.
It wasn't retired. They announced they were going to retire it. So, yeah.
Anyway. So the Chirp, huh?
Yes, the Chirp. They tweeted out, on the real, quit booing Patrick Kane. You all know how sick he is. Calm down. Respect greatness. I don't know. I kind of took offense to this more than I probably should have, just because well,
Kurt have a reaction to something on
what,
social
though?
media.
You know what? Okay, first of all, just sports wise, he plays for the Blackhawks. He's a rival, and he's good, really good. He gets fucking booed in St. Louis. Don't tell a Blues fan not to boo a Blackhawks fan at the All-Star game. That's just the way it works. Don't.
That happens at San Jose last year, wasn't it? Was it Drew Doughty? He got booed.
Yeah, that's what you do. And players wear it as a badge of honor. They're not offended by it. It's, I got booed in the rival.
He loves
it. That. Oh God, yeah. Number 2. And here's the reason why. Okay, Kane. Maybe not so much recently. He's grown up, but Kane has a history of being a piece of shit human being.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not talking about the rape case because that was never proven. So
the taxi cab.
Yes,
thing.
exactly. The taxi driver, he fucking beat up a taxi driver for 20 cents.
Yeah.
Him and his brother or cousin, whoever it was.
Cousin, I think.
Yeah, he did that. And
allegedly.
Well, he did that. He actually did do that.
Oh, wait, no, the other
he
one.
Apologized.
The other thing that we aren't talking about is the allegedly.
Right. The charges were dropped because the accuser refused to cooperate, and there was all kinds of weird stuff going on, and it seemed fake. But anyway, so and that's why I even defended Kane on Twitter. People were saying, he's a rapist. I'm like, no, you have 100 reasons to hate Kane. Don't choose the one that's not, can't be proven. So
how about just the fact that he's the best player on our probably our biggest rival.
Yeah, I
It's
just
a good enough reason to hate someone.
Yeah, don't,
As a fan.
I saw that. I'm like, get out of here. I boo Kane mercilessly. If you're a Blues fan, you have every right to boo Kane.
I was surprised Yossi wasn't booed more.
Oh my
to be
God!
honest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did you see Kane's comments? They said that the guys in the locker room asked him why are they booing him so hard, and he said, "Well, maybe I shouldn't have scored those overtime game-winning goals in the playoffs."
Oh, love it! I love that.
That's like so
I
right
love-
there. That gave me more respect than just saying he's great, right?
Here-
you know, he gets it and he's playing.
Sure.
into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, is that, I don't think Blues fans were thinking of goals in the playoffs when they booed him.
No.
They're thinking of a Blackhawks sweater.
They're thinking of a Blackhawks sweater, yeah. And the fact that, and a lot of fans were booing him also because he has a history of being a piece of shit human being.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it, too. So there are very valid reasons to boo Patrick Kane. Don't tell people that they shouldn't boo him just because he's a good player. That's stupid.
Didn't Strickland come out against that too and say something about how just kind of leave him alone and not, don't boo him? I could be sorry, Andy. If that's not correct.
I don't get that.
I'm just like, why not? Like, it's part of the sport.
Oh yeah, boo.
These guys love it.
Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah, when he scored and he put his ear up in the All-Star game,
well,
that was great.
Because the fans cheered him at first. And, that's
oh
Kane.
wait, that's Patrick
I did.
Kane.
I was cheering for the team at that point. I said,
I
all
was
right, we
too.
scored. And then, it's Kane. I'm like, it's Kane.
That was my answer. I just said, all right, Central scored. Cool. Yeah. That was my response.
Hey, we have a chance. Oh wait, Connor Hellebuck has to play the second half of this
Anyway,
game.
just because a guy is good doesn't mean you get to just celebrate him. There are so many reasons to boo that man, sports wise and personal life otherwise. It was a bad take, terrible take.
And they were the only ones that had that take.
I know.
Just one of the bigger accounts that said that.
They were a podcast account that we follow, and I just
Fuck other Blues podcasts.
Well, I commented. I told him that. I said it's a bad take. There's all kinds of reasons to boo Kane, and just don't. Blues fans should never have to apologize for booing a Blackhawk ever, 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 ever. I don't care who it is, especially
I agree.
Kane. Especially Kane.
We got a couple comments that we should probably get to because I know we're kind of behind on those.
So we should boo Shaw too.
I like Kane.
He hasn't played against the Blues this year.
I
yet,
like
though.
Kane embraces the hate. And again, Bill, you just kind of said that when he responded the way he did, I shouldn't have scored those overtime goals, and he put that tweet out thanking St. Louis for their hospitality. Yeah. That does make me like him a little bit. Like, good for you for embracing that.
I appreciate the back and forth.
I do.
I appreciate the good nature back and forth, and
Who was that guy that at the Cardinals? He used to always talk shit on the Cardinals. He was a Red, wasn't he? Is he a third baseman?
Oh, Phillips? Brandon Phillips?
Brandon Phillips.
He was a shortstop.
Man,
Or
that
second
guy.
baseman.
That guy pissed so many people off with his comment. I remember my favorite.
He pissed people off because of the comments in the Molina thing, the brawl.
Well,
they had.
that, yes, I'll agree with that.
That's the part of it.
But when
That's
he
the
was
reason.
on Twitter, somebody asked him, "Hey, I'm going to St. Louis on business. Where's a good restaurant to eat?" And he said, room service. I thought that was fantastic. I'm like, that is a great response. So yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I love that because it's a good repertoire. Repartee.
Jimmy Anderson said,
teams.
"Yeah, Kurt, and OJ had something to do with the murder." I guess referring to Kane and the rape allegations. I don't think that's comparable.
A little different, yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, anyway, that's a little different. But I know what you're saying. Nigel Morgan? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did too.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
He was a villain. And he sucked after the Cardinals knocked off Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
When Milwaukee won the division, the Cardinals beat them. That was great.
Yeah. Oh.
I bought that hat.
Beautiful.
I bought the hat the Cardinals put out, the league put out for the Cardinals after they won the pennant or the division or whatever it was, the series. And because it was a Nigel Morgan series to me, I wanted to beat him so bad.
Yeah,
so
right.
I bought the hat to celebrate that.
Former Regina Pat, Nigel Morgan.
Mm-hmm. That's right. He was a hockey player.
True story.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, used to
completely forgot about
practice
that.
with San Jose.
Yep.
Oh, let's see.
Real quick, we have a couple people who've actually said this in the chat, and I know it is massive sports news, so I think we probably should talk about it.
No.
And just mention it.
All right. fine. I've just heard enough about it.
I have too, but
it's nonstop.
To be honest, I mean, it's a sad story. So obviously, I am not a basketball fan. Never have been, but I will say I watched a lot of Lakers when it was Kobe and Shaq. And so that was a very sad story to hear because Kobe is granted he's had some problems in the past, but
similar to Kane.
Great ambassador.
Except he actually did it.
There's much more, public evidence in that case.
Anyway,
he's a great ambassador for sport of basketball. It seemed like after all of that happened, he turned out to be a pretty good man by all accounts. So thoughts on that were great ambassador for sports, for basketball, for his daughter's team.
My
very
thing is
sad.
that my thing when I heard about it, I was at Wolpertinger at Urban Chestnut.
You're the second person that told me they learned about it at Wolpertinger.
Really?
Yeah.
It was funny because I heard about it. Not funny, but I heard about it, and it was interesting because I don't know if that's when it kind of got out, but I heard people
in the crowd
just passing the news along. It was crazy.
And that's exactly what the guy that I work with said.
Yeah.
That people were like passing phones around, showing it, and then it shows up on a TV like 5 minutes later.
Yep. And Jimmy Anderson's in the chat says, yeah, was it church before he left on the helicopter? Yeah, he was. And the thing was, when I heard that it was him, I was like, oh my gosh, a big name passes away tragically. It's it's shocking. And then but when I heard that his daughter was on board too, I'm like, oh, and that makes it just doubly worse. 13-year-old
on their way to
one of their
basketball
games.
game.
Yeah, that's really sad.
It's just sad.
But it sounds like they should not have ever been able to take off.
Well,
the fog in the area.
It was the pilot. They said
Bad
the pilot
decision.
said that he felt he could fly in the weather, but
Terrible
apparently it was
decision.
a bad decision.
Yeah.
And to me, the biggest tragedy. I get the most sad when I think about it. I mean, any loss of life is sad. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying that his daughter, 13 years old, whole life ahead of her, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Just her aspirations and what she wanted to do, and women, WNBA and all that stuff. It was just. And it's just like gone. It just that kind of eats at me. I hate that part of it.
Yeah,
more than anything.
I mean, he was such a fierce competitor, and I mean, he just the night before he had gotten passed by LeBron for third all time on the NBA all time scoring list, and so that's the first time I thought about him when I saw that headline. And the next day you see that news, and it's just like, man, that's just insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, still, maybe he was 41. He's still so young,
super young.
And yeah, it's you hear the word tragic thrown around a lot, but in this case, it feels right.
It's tough.
I get it.
Like I said, I mean, I grew up watching a little bit of basketball because I grew up in the era of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Luke Longley, those teams there in Chicago, and I did watch them a lot. And then once that team kind of broke up, I completely stopped watching. My brother-in-law at the time, ex-brother-in-law now, got me into watching some Lakers games. Like, you like those teams, the Jordan teams, watch these Lakers teams. And they were fun to watch. They were exciting. And so I did actually watch a fair amount of Kobe when he was playing in the NBA. So it was sad to see. And again, just seems like a very good person at this point in his life. So very tragic. And I know that Jordan Binnington had a lot to say about it. I didn't know this, that he was named after Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Did you know that?
Yeah, first I just heard that the other day.
I didn't know that.
Just heard it.
Yeah, in the broadcast last night.
Yeah.
That's where I learned it.
So R.I.P. to Kobe.
Yeah.
And
his daughter.
Yeah.
And
everybody
the
else.
others, which I don't know. It rubs. I get it. That, Kobe's the name, and people watched him for so long and they felt like they know him. That's why it kind of affects people more, and they want to talk about it. And it's coverage. That's why the coverage is happening. But I always feel sad for the other people involved, because it's like Kobe's the headline, and these other people died too.
Yeah.
That always rubs me the wrong way. I'm like, their families are mourning just as much. So
the thing that made this a lot of sense to me. So Puck Podcast talked about it this week. For anyone who's ever listened to them, they know they are based in L.A., so it obviously was big news for them. And one thing that one of the hosts said, Doug, said, was it 9 people passed, 8 people in the crash?
Too many.
I think it was 9. He said 9 people crashed in the whole helicopter crash. You take Kobe out of that, even his daughter, 7 people. That's big news in California. I mean, that's holy cow. There was a helicopter crash. Kobe and his daughter. That makes it national news.
You ever been in a helicopter?
No,
I have.
Yeah.
Helicopter tour of Hawaii, the Kauai island we were on. It was very turbulent that day. The seas were rough today, my friends.
Was it TC's chopper?
No, but it was the same chopper that flew around Brad Pitt during a movie he filmed there, which he couldn't stop talking about. But it was
Legends of the Fall.
I don't.
Ocean's 13.
No, it was some beach movie. But it was interesting because we were up there and wind, turbulence, whatever it was, we'd drop 20 feet and then shoot right back up 20 feet. It was just like boom, boom. Like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it was very rough on the stomach. So, but anyway.
Moving on.
Live's taken too soon. Rapid fire tidbits from around the NHL.
Real quick, should we talk about the skills competition in the game at all?
I mean, we can.
How about just
we're already an hour and
yeah, I know.
15 minutes into the show.
I don't think we need to talk too much about it. I just want to say Bennington looked great in the skills competition and the game.
Yeah, I felt like the rules of the breakaway competition evolved and were very generous to Bennington. I thought his performance was great, but I think they had also I forget what goalie it was early on that somebody shot wide, missed the net, and they didn't give him a save. Otherwise, he had the same streak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I did not notice that.
I also thought they should have let Bennington keep going to try and break the all-time.
That's what I thought too.
Like, was it 2 more shooters and he tied?
Yeah.
I thought that was not cool. Like, keep going.
Yeah,
see if you
why
can set
not?
the record. Because he went last, so as soon as he beat the score of that event, then it was done. But I thought they should have kept going to see how many he could get.
Yeah, that was special. The Bieber mask from Hurdle was
funny.
fantastic.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Made me like him a lot
I
more.
watched most of the skills competition, or part of the skills competition from Joe's Pizza. So I didn't get to watch as much detail as I would have liked. But the 3-on-3 women's game, I thought was fantastic.
Exciting. That was fun.
And you know
that
what?
was more exciting than the All-Star game
Screw
itself.
all you people out there that were hating on the women are going to be part of the All-Star game. Screw you guys. That was fantastic.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah. It
I will
was.
say the only thing about that is if they're going to be serious and say women, they're going to take center stage here, we support the women playing, the NHL needs to write a bigger check to women's hockey.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but the number they gave last year was minuscule compared to what they make. So I would like to see them write a bigger check next year, but letting them have the center stage at the skills competition, that was awesome. That was some great hockey.
It was very
to
cool.
watch.
And there were so many people that were like dead set against it. Like, oh, women, they don't belong in the All-Star game because they're not as good as the men. That has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with being as good as the men. Absolutely nothing.
No.
I don't think no one's under the impression that the women could compete with the men and they could play with the men in an NHL game. They're not there. You can't. It wouldn't work.
Yeah,
So-
Anne-Marie Debian was fucking phenomenal in net for Canada.
Yes.
She was great.
Both goalies were.
Yeah.
Cavallini for the States, she was good.
By the way, is she
but
related?
I don't know. You'd have to think she's got to be at least a cousin, if
Fourth
not a,
cousin,
If-
twice
yeah,
removed.
If
not a
she
daughter.
is,
Yeah,
big fail on the broadcast crew for not pointing it out since it's in
Right.
St. Louis.
right. I don't know. I guess we'll have to do some research.
STL
on
Blues
that.
history. Help us out here.
Yes.
And then, go ahead.
I was going to say the last point I wanted to make about the women's game is why the fuck did they resurface the ice before that fucking game instead of after? They
Yeah.
should have done it both times. There's not that much of a
The
time crunch.
only thing I saw that kind of made me say, okay, maybe, was that it's not like they're cutting up the ice a lot there in the skills competition.
Yeah,
not, you know, they're-
if you want to really show off the speed of that game, that's
I agree.
how you do it.
I agree, but that's the only thing I saw that I was like, maybe that kind of makes sense.
Jimmy Anderson said they should have done the women's game at the end, at the time. Let's see, at that time in the night. If you're a little kid, I'm sorry, but you want to watch the stars that you know. And by the time the women were done, it was about 9 p.m.
Right, and that's exactly why they didn't do it at the end, so that they had a captive audience.
Right,
Yep.
and I get it because and to be honest, it's a Friday, it's not a school night, so I mean, and to be honest, I mean, if you're a hockey fan, you're gonna. Personally, this is what I feel. I mean, I'm a fan of hockey, and that was some good fucking hockey.
Yeah, it was. It was great.
So
hockey.
I mean, if you
That
don't.
was.
I mean, it was the best part of the skills competition, or if not the best, it was up there with something else, just as good as something else. So, I mean,
that was better than everything we saw Saturday.
oh yeah,
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 hockey
Fantastic.
wise for sure.
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why people wouldn't want that to be part of it. It was entertaining, it was fun. That's what the whole weekend's about. And one of the most entertaining and most fun things about the entire weekend, put that front and center.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
do it. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So back to the the men's skills comp.
Wait, Jimmy Anderson said it wasn't that exciting. How can you say that?
Get out of here, Jim. We
It was
don't
a
want you
close-
to-
it was a
Don't
close
listen
game.
to our show anymore. We're done with you.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, we can disagree on it, but
love you,
I felt it was a close game. It was. I mean, tons of great saves. It was.
Right, and
Down to the
last
wire?
3 minutes with the
Yeah.
USA pressing, that was really.
I mean,
exciting.
if it was France against Germany, I would have. Whoever, Jamaica. I don't care. It's a close game. Good hockey. It was fun. I don't know. Maybe
it was
to each their own. But I loved it. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely intriguing. So the rest of the skills competition, bring back hard targets in the accuracy shooting.
Yeah.
that was so frustrating.
I don't know why the ones Petro and I guess others had it too. They hit the edges and they didn't count.
Yeah. So who was it that won the accuracy shooting?
I didn't watch the whole thing. The whole accuracy. I didn't get to watch it.
So whoever it was one of the two people at the sauce toss at
That got
the
5 straight.
fanfare that got five straight.
Wait, what is this? What am I missing
The
here?
accuracy
Accuracy.
shooting.
Yeah.
Whoever won that
There were-
in the NHL game was one of the two people that had got all 5 in the sauce toss game at Union Station.
Oh.
When we went,
Okay.
someone may have gotten it after, but up until when I shot on Saturday, I don't know, early afternoon, only 2 people had gotten 5 straight in the sauce toss, and one was the winner of the accuracy, and another was, I think they said it was a college hotshot player or something in the area.
Huh. Okay.
So
Jimmy Anderson, dude, I'm just messing with you. I said stop listening. You don't need to apologize. He's in the chat right now telling us he's sorry for bringing it up. No, hey, it's your opinion, man. We appreciate you tuning in.
and we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, no, I come on, man. You listen to me long enough, you know that I'm never serious about anything. So don't ever take me seriously.
Including that. Don't believe him.
No, ever. never. And then, talk about the shot accuracy. I loved what Roberto Luongo said on Twitter. Did you guys see that? No. Here's a crazy idea. Instead of, because they were having so many problems with the target shooting, he's like, why not just use plastic targets? Yes.
Right.
And this is what I was telling my wife when we were watching it. I'm like, sometimes we use technology when technology is not needed. We all have shot on targets before.
I have an idea.
Just put damn targets up.
No, reverse it. Holes. Put a shooter up there.
And do
If it
holes.
goes in the hole, it counts. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to worry about it nicking the foam. Did it hit? Did it graze it? If it goes in the hole,
You know what would be kind of fun? If you told one of the goalies, hey, stand in a normal position and just stand there. Don't move. That would be fun.
big pads. Yeah.
It's like the thing in Sutton's apartment in Youngblood.
Yes.
That's what they should use.
Put Keanu
That was
Reeves
like
in that.
That was like a tin goalie or something. It was metal.
Yeah, and had the mouth that you could shoot it
Yeah,
into.
there you go.
Those.
All right.
No, that was horrible. Petro looked good. And then what did you guys think of the shooting stars, real quick?
It needs work.
Yeah.
It was too easy to land it. If you're shooting from a raised platform, you should make the target like more vertical.
Yeah, I
it was,
agree.
because
That was
people
my problem.
were putting it over the top and then bouncing back in, and it confused people. I think they credited O'Reilly when he shouldn't have gotten
Well,
credit.
when you look now, if you go back to the stats, he wasn't one of the final three.
Right.
But they let him shoot because I think they were confused as to who had gotten the most points.
Yeah.
I think he had 14, and they ranked him at 22 or whatever the top score
Because
was.
one of his went over the top,
Yeah.
and they counted it.
But they were just like,
Live,
yeah, that
right.
counts, but it didn't go in. I agree. They need to like kind of take them and raise them a little to where they're angled to where they're shooting from. I agree. Maybe they'll do that next year. All-Star game itself, whatever.
Nah.
Central lost. I don't care.
Pacific won.
It was fun to watch.
It was-
Again, it's
You know what's-
interesting hockey.
The thing about the All-Star game with the 3-on-3 in the tournament, the $1 million up for grabs, is that in a close game, near the end of it, you can see the guys want to try and win.
Right. $1 million on the line.
Yeah, I mean, and so that's when it gets interesting. So I guess if you're going to watch the All-Star game, you want to see guys actually trying. I mean, mostly trying. Watch near the end of the games when it's a close game, and they're going to try to win. Whatever. It is what it is. It's an exhibition. It's a pickup game.
It's fine.
It's fine.
For people who want to go to the game and watch a little 3-on-3,
Hang out,
it's
watch
fun,
it.
I'm sure.
You're there to watch
it was
guys
fine. We watched it, but we weren't invested. What was the other thing I was going to say about that? Jimmy Anderson says, get the thing from the Geico commercials. Keith Price says, walrus? And he says, yeah, that's it. But yeah, that would have been good. But no, the thing that I like about the All-Star game is just, again, I said this last week, I think, that they know that the 5-on-5 just doesn't work anymore. So they're changing it up. Every couple of years we're seeing something different.
18, 15 games, you can't. That's not.
I mean, because I remember the last one. Those guys weren't skating at all, and even the goalies, they weren't going down in the butterfly. They were just letting shots beat them. They're trying to do it to where people are still paying attention,
But nobody's taking the risk of injury.
Yeah, right. So
Which you wouldn't want. You wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want guys.
So I'll be interested to see if they keep the same format, because this is going on year 3 or 4 with this format now.
I think it's like year 4. Or maybe 5.
It's-
I like.
the
I
first year was
3.
the John Scott year.
I
Whatever
like
that was.
I like 3-on-3, but compared to the way it was, I think
I agree.
I think 3-on-3 is a vast improvement over 5-on-5. I'm all for it. I like the tournament style. It's probably the best All-Star game out of all the professional sports All-Star games.
Right.
Yep.
They did say that next year they're going to switch it up, and there will be an international flavor to it, which probably means a U.S. team, a Canadian team, a Russian team,
Whatever.
and a rest of the world team.
That's fine too.
They're
That's fine,
doing
too.
that because they're gonna go back to the Olympics because it's in China this year.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are. And did you hear what Bettman said about he's not against the players going, but the NHLPA has to make some major concessions for that to happen.
That's bullshit.
I noticed. He goes,
It's complete. He's doing that because he
Well,
knows they want to go.
sure.
But the NHL wants to go too. You get even 1% more of China to watch your games. Think of how many fucking people that is.
Look, the NBA has had a China strategy for 20
Yeah,
years,
I
and it is paying off majorly
I
now.
guarantee you that he's saying that, and by the end of the day, by this time next year, we're not going to see any changes because the NHLPA is going to call him on it.
yeah, Jimmy Anderson says NHL has the much better All-Star game than the Pro Bowl. Oh, yeah, easy. Better than the NBA All-Star game, better than MLB. Yeah, it's just so much. It's not
Major League Baseball
professional hockey. It's just a different thing. It's
is
fine.
the most frustrating All-Star game to me. I mean, I could really care less about all of the other ones. Major League Baseball makes too much dependent on the All-Star game, a game that a lot of players, might not care all that much about, and especially if you're on, say the Kansas City Royals. A couple of years ago, the Royals were good, but the Royals of now aren't very good, and they're not going to make the playoffs. So what the fuck do their players care if they win to put them over the top? That being said, when was the last time the American League lost?
It's
disgusting.
I
They
hate.
dropped that, didn't they?
I think they did. The requirements for the prize.
If you win, you get home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I'm
the
pretty sure they dropped that a couple years
Yeah.
ago. But still, I agree. That whole thing was ridiculous.
I mean, I watch it. It's background stuff.
I watch it when it's the baseball. That's the only one I watch. I only watch it when there's Cardinals on. The minute the Cardinals are pulled from the game or the pitcher's gone or whatever, I'm done.
All right, rapid fire tidbits from around the NHL. Let's get moving. Ed Belfour. Ed Belfour was arrested for allegedly trying to fight a hotel worker. His mugshot is all over the internet. We posted it. We shared it on our Twitter account at LGB Radio before the show as a topic that we're going to just briefly. According to an arrest citation obtained by Bowling Green Daily News, Belfour allegedly tried fighting the manager of the hotel's bar, smashed a glass window, and pulled a curtain rod off the wall. When cops arrived at the scene, Belfour was lying on the floor holding the curtain rod and had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and trouble keeping his balance, according to the citation. Belfour was arrested on charges of criminal mischief and public intoxication and booked at Warren County Regional Jail, where he posed, smiling from ear to ear for his mugshot. And the picture is hilarious.
If you have not seen the picture, please just type in Ed Belfour on Google. You will find it.
Yeah. It is make it your Twitter profile pic.
Yeah,
that might, you know what? That might be my new Twitter profile pic. That's fantastic.
When I heard this story and I saw the picture, I'm like, that's hilarious. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Because Belfour, it's just being Belfour, and he's...
How much was he arrested when he played in the league? He was the one that told the cop he'd give him $1 million, right?
$1
billion.
$1 billion.
Yep.
You don't have $1 billion.
Yeah. That is a great picture, though. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, Eddie. Oh, my goodness, Eddie.
Piggyback on that, the Mighty Ducks star Sean Weiss, arrested. He played Goldberg and the goalie in the Mighty Ducks. Charged with burglary under influence of meth. And we also tweeted this picture out as well on the LGB Radio Twitter account. The progression of his of pictures of him from the Mighty Ducks movie 94 to 2015 to 18 and to 2019, and meth is a hell of a drug apparently, because it will screw you up and make you look like you're 80 when you're 41.
I mean, the weirdest thing isn't just that how old he looks. Look at the picture from 2015.
I know. He
looks normal. That was only 5 years ago.
Yep.
And now he looks like he aged 35 years.
He's got a problem. Back in 2014, Goldberg he's a history of problems.
Yeah.
He was ordered to stay away from his ex-girlfriend after allegedly punching her in the face during a fight and trying to pee on her.
That's just fun in the bedroom, if you ask me.
I mean, that's to each their own.
Bad joke, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway,
sorry, everyone.
Goldberg, get your life together, man.
How about maybe I need to scroll down further, but you have it. Never mind. The Disney Plus thing. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Next on the list, report the Seattle Kraken. We talked about this just a couple weeks ago, I think, with the alleged the breakdown of the
Rain City Bitch Pigeons.
The Rain City Bitch Pigeons was our vote. But report is that, I mean, this is unconfirmed, or just someone in the know is saying this is what they're hearing. The Seattle Kraken is believed to be the name for the NHL Seattle franchise. John Hoven of mayorsmanor.com joined SXM NHL Network Radio and reported that a name has allegedly been decided on for the Seattle franchise. It looked like they were leaning towards Sockeyes, which I was a fan of. And then now I guess it's come out that there was a name that's been used in a book by an author, the Seattle Sockeyes.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
So the NHL doesn't want to mess with licensing and issues with. They kind of went through some of that with the Vegas Knights.
I wonder what book that was.
Yeah, with the Army.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, and I think it's a book about a hockey team in Seattle. I really do. And Hoven also spoke about the colors of the team. Looks like it's red, and there's like what I would call a teal-ish color. He said it's a lighter tealish color, and black. So red, light teal, and black. Those seem to be the primary colors they're going to be with.
There needs to be teal. In a Seattle team, there needs to be teal.
Sure.
So that makes sense to me.
Almost like a neon color, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just the Seahawks?
Maybe.
Is it based on that? I don't know.
I think Seattle and I think green.
The Kraken was my favorite from the start.
Yeah, Kraken's a good one.
It doesn't sound as cool as Seattle Sockeyes, but I like the idea of the Kraken.
See, I was a fan of the Emeralds.
Okay.
And the Bitch City.
The Bitch City,
Pigeons.
the Rain City Bitch Pigeons.
Rain
Bitch
City
Pigeons.
Bitch City Rain
The Bitch
Pigeons.
City Rain Pigeons.
That's exactly why they didn't go with that, because we would all fuck it up.
So let me ask you guys. I mean, how soon until we hear Gerard Gallant has been the new head coach?
Oh man. Well, they're
Seattle
supposed to.
Kraken.
They're supposed to announce this name any day now.
Yeah.
They said late January. That's what the rumor was. So apparently, according to it should be announced any day what the name is.
If
And
they
according
do
to John Hoven, it will be the Seattle Kraken.
If they do it right, that is going to be one hell of a logo.
Yeah.
Think of the possibility.
Oh, the Kraken. There's so many cool things
That's
you can
going
do.
to be awesome.
Yeah. I'm digging it. Nick Alberga. Hard. Why can't people have easy to say last names?
I'm going to go with Alberja.
Alberja, who's a host of Leafs Nation on Fan 590 out of Toronto, and is on a Sportsnet podcast. He's a host of a Sportsnet podcast. He says, based on Pekka Rinne's performance lately, he's headed for buyout territory. I saw that and I thought, wow, that's interesting. Would they buy him out?
I mean, if they believe in UC Saros, why not? You don't need him anymore if you think he's ready for the next starter.
Because he's had kind of a bad year.
Well, they signed him to that deal, and a lot of people questioned it. Rinne, that last deal he signed.
Just because of his age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not the goalie he was 2 years ago. He probably still has one or two good seasons.
He's got one more year left on his current contract.
Yeah,
at $5 million. So
that's not a bad deal.
It's only $700,000 over Jake Allen.
If he plays well,
it's
that's not a bad deal at all.
But it's not a lot to buy out
considering the salary cap's gone up every year too.
Yeah,
right. And Saros is making 1.5 though. And if they want to make some moves,
is he? How many years left on this?
Same as Rinne, but he's an RFA and Rinne is a UFA.
Okay, so he's got 1 year left on his deal
after this year. Yeah.
Damn, 1.5 for him. I mean, he's gonna make bank. I'm sure that was strategically planned.
So
have
maybe
them
they
go up at the same time.
But how far Nashville's goaltending has fallen?
I know.
How far
after
Nashville has fallen.
Mitch Korn followed Barry Trotz out of the organization.
Yep.
Rinne's comments about one of the easier shutouts of his career versus the Blackhawks on October 29th. Since then, Rinne is 9-11-12 with an .882 save percentage and a 3.49 GAA. That's since October 29th. That is 2 months. He's under 500, .882, and a 3.49. 3 months, right? 3 months.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be that bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jake Allen numbers from
That's
last year.
exactly what I was about
That's
to
Jake
say.
Allen from last year. Holy cow. And the Disney Plus updates Twitter account announced today, I think, that the Emilio Estevez will reprise his role as Gordon Bombay in Disney Plus's The Mighty Ducks series. So on the heels of
The
Mandalorian
Goldberg news.
Oh, yeah, the Goldberg news, right? And the Mandalorian finishing up on Disney Plus. I don't even know if this is in production yet, but they're gonna.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, they're gonna have it at some point.
I'm stupid because I'm excited about it.
Oh, I mean,
I know it's
if you're a
suck,
hockey
but I'm
fan, you're
love
gonna
it.
watch it,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
actually, the Mighty Ducks 2 is a good movie.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean,
This
it's more
is
than
a
fun.
firing
It's a good
barrel.
movie.
This is a distraction. This is a distraction in a firing barrel.
Mighty Ducks 2 is actually not a bad movie. Anyway, so that's something to look forward to on Disney Plus.
Goldberg. It wasn't me.
Yeah. I take it Goldberg will not be making a cameo in that series.
Thinking he's not going to be the goalie coach.
No.
Maybe they can
It's
bring
gotta
back
be-
Julie the cat.
Yeah, Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Mm-hmm. She might be too busy in Bangor, Maine, though.
Any Goldberg references, though? Maybe.
I wonder if it'll be like Fuller House. Apparently, they reference the Olsons a couple times.
Yes.
So I would imagine that maybe there's a reference to. Oh yeah, Goldberg. Too bad he died.
What's the middle sister's name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Do they
Ooh.
reference her meth
Stephanie.
problem?
I like Stephanie.
Stephanie's filled out.
Yeah,
Stephanie's.
but she apparently had a meth problem herself.
She did.
Did she really?
She
Yeah.
did. Yeah, she did.
Which one had a porn? Oh no, that was the daughter on Family Matters. the daughter went into porn. She left the show.
Which one?
There was one daughter.
Family Matters.
There was one daughter. With Urkel. Urkel was the neighbor.
Lisa, what was her name?
I don't know. But one season she was just written off the show. They never discussed her, never said what happened to her. She was gone. And then she ended up in porn, not right away because she was younger, but a number of years later she's in porn. Yeah. So look her up.
I might have to do that.
So the Blues played a couple games. We're running along. We won't touch on the Vancouver game too much. We lost Vancouver 3-1 in a game I thought
we totally
outplayed them. We should have won that game.
Demko was ridiculous.
He was insane.
Yeah, we got beat by a good goalie that night.
Yep.
End of story.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Jeff, Vancouver did block a lot of shots, and they seemed to go into a shell for the entire third period.
Yeah,
and the Blues
they couldn't beat them.
Yeah. No, they couldn't.
I mean,
that save he made on Schwartz.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
my gosh!
Oh.
That's the best save made against the Blues all year.
You know what sucks? Because to me, positionally, because that was all him positionally. Like that's one of the best saves of the year. But because it wasn't some crazy like throwing his hand out and prayer, it's not going to be referenced as one of the best saves of the year.
It didn't have a lot of flair to it. Yeah.
Exactly. But oh my God, that's a great save.
Sure.
Unreal.
So we lost that one. And from STL Blues history, after this game versus Vancouver, since December 31st, the St. Louis Blues have played 6 teams that were in a playoff spot. They are winless in those 6 games up to this through the game on Monday, with a record of 0-4-2 in those games, and they have been outscored 27-16 in those 6 games.
Well, that doesn't sound like it portends well for a back-to-back game against another playoff bout team.
No, it does not. But I thought, you know what? Coming out of the break after the Vancouver game, I put this on Twitter. I was like, the Blues played fine in this game. They played good.
So too.
I thought there was no. I'm not concerned about their play after the break after this game at all, because they played really well. They just lost to a hot goalie. That's just what happens.
The Colorado game was slightly concerning, I thought.
Yeah, that was before break.
And that was before break,
Right.
so it was like, okay, well, let's see how they come out of break. Came out of break, and I think we can all agree they looked fine. Just couldn't beat Demko.
And then, so going against Calgary, thinking, well, gosh, it'd be nice to win against Calgary back-to-back. You don't want to lose back-to-back games and lose. I mean, they had lost 4 straight. So this was Steen's 745th game. And he passed Hull for sole possession of the 4th place in the Blues all-time games played list in this game. And
right above them is Jeff Finley,
Eric
Brewer,
and Wojtka.
I was gonna say
Jablonski.
Damn it,
Doug Lynch.
He wore number 44.
Oh,
not Pronger, obviously. Before him, after Brett Hedican. God damn it.
Oh.
What was
Start
his
with an
name?
M?
Yes.
Mario Marois?
No.
he was
No, he was
33.
before.
Not McEachern. I know McEachern.
Just keep going.
Creighton.
I'll look
Creighton.
No.
Was it Creighton?
Creighton?
No, Creighton was
he
44.
wore 20.
He did wear 20. 20. Was it 20?
That's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, keep going.
Okay. The Blues broke a 4-game winless skid after beating Calgary 5-4 in a shootout. And it was their first road win of 2020. Sammy Blais returned to the lineup after missing 28 games with a wrist injury, and Oscar Sundqvist sustained a lower body injury in this game as well, in Monday's game, and didn't play in this game. And he was placed in the IR today, or yesterday?
Today, I believe.
And
he was announced out yesterday, but
Yeah.
placed in IR today.
Yeah.
and how bad that our penalty kill looked without him.
Oh my God.
Brutal.
3. Not only were they allowed 3 goals in the first 3 power plays, but I think there was a grand total of like 35 seconds or 45 seconds that they had on the power play, Vancouver. But Steen's goal from Thomas to start the scoring of the game.
The pass from
Holy
Thomas.
Terry Hollinger. That's
Okay.
who I was looking for.
I was not. That was not coming up. I did not think.
Yeah.
Of.
Gordy Roberts, Mario Marois,
There you go.
Brett Hedican, Hollinger,
That's what I was
Pronger,
thinking of.
Sador, and Arnott.
I was thinking of Hedican.
I was seriously thinking Terry Hollinger because I remember he played like half a season for us. Anyway, continue.
With that goal, Steen passed Pavel Dimitrov for the 5th most points in Blues history. On the same night, he passed Hull for 4th most games in Blues history. The thing about this goal is that not only was it an amazing pass by Thomas,
Yes.
but this was a pass that Steen received across his body and one-timed from an angle,
Yeah.
and got mustard on it and zipped it by. And that was, we've talked about this kind of a shot before, but receiving a pass across the length of your body and one-timing it is extremely difficult to do.
Yes.
It's hard to do.
I mean, I literally can tell you, I can't do that.
It's really hard to do. I mean,
played my whole life.
The timing and the hand-eye is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Coordination is insane. And not only did he get great wood on it, he got it on net, elevated. I mean, just, oh
Steen
my God.
has looked good, I think.
Yes. He has looked very
last, I'd say, 7-8 games.
We talked about this last show. He had like 8 points his last 7 games, something like that. He was just tearing it up, looking good after having like next to no production. In the first,
I mean, he scored his
5 goals in 9 games.
Scored his first goal 10 games ago of the season.
And this was Thomas's 20th assist on the season, and that makes him the first Blues player with multiple 20 assist seasons prior to his 21st birthday since Rod Brindamore.
The Bod.
That's courtesy of at STL Blues History too, by the way.
Of course.
A number of these stats are so.
We should just name this show "Let's Go Blues Radio," presented by the STL Blues History.
He should, yes, if he wants to sponsor the show.
Powered by.
Powered
There
by.
You go.
The Blues the Blues had 2 goals in less than a minute late in the first period, which this game had a little bit of everything. It was pretty fun. Petrangelo's assist on Perron's goal. Oh, let's see. Perron and Schwartz scored when the Blues were on 2-1 to take a 3-2 lead, less than a minute apart. Petrangelo's assist on Perron's goal was his second assist of the game, and he passed Brian Sutter and is now third all-time in assists with 334. A lot of cool little stats in this game.
That's happening a lot for these guys. And I'll say, get away from these stats, that I thought the first period especially, I thought the Blues were pretty rough.
Yeah.
I know they gave up a couple goals.
I thought that.
But the passes, I mean, everything, they just looked off.
This game was not near as good a game as the game on Monday against Vancouver.
Yeah.
Go figure. They lose that one and they win this one.
And it's like, that's hockey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It looked like, in going back to the All-Star game even, that David Perron has had some just puck handling issues in the last couple of games. But then, he finally, he does get the, was it the tying goal?
Perron, his first goal of the game?
Yeah.
His first goal was second goal.
I'll say I think every goal was a tying goal until the 5th one, right?
Yeah. Right. Flames, let's see, the Flames' 4th goal was, I'm skipping ahead here. I didn't care for they talked about this at length on the show, on the broadcast, about how the Falk kind of played some soft D there, and the pass from behind the net to was like the Bennington's stick was, he could have reached out and deflected it and played a little got in the stick in the passing lane. Didn't happen.
I will say, because Pang was giving him shit on that.
Yeah.
And I say, I think I agree.
It was sticking out a little bit, but it wasn't aggressive.
To me, that's like a perk if a goalie does that. I don't know.
But so many
Bill,
do it, though.
What do you think? I mean, I see that, and I say, that's like, if a goalie can get a stick out and poke that puck away, okay, great. That's a perk. But to me, that's on the defense. Like, you're letting that pass get through.
I think Falk looked bad on that play, but I think Bennington should have done a little bit more as well.
Falk has looked last couple of games. He's had a few really just like
he's had a bad time,
head scratching moments.
You don't make saves, you're gonna have a bad time.
but yeah, I mean, if he was expecting Bennington to save him there, I mean, poke check is, isn't necessarily, a go-to thing for goaltenders these days, unless it's a pretty zippy cross crease pass.
I think because his stick was sticking out that way, and he just didn't. He didn't extend it. He wasn't aggressive with it. He put it out there to block a pass that would be right in front of him, but I think it just missed his stick and just missed Falk's stick. And I think, I woulda, coulda, shoulda on that play. But Stanford had a nice goal in this game. And we talked about him before the show a little bit, and I want to talk about him a little bit because they're kind of talking up his 7 points in his last 6-7 games, whatever it is, and plus 6. I think Jeff and I are in agreement that while he's putting up some points recently, he has not looked good, and we don't think it's very indicative of how he's playing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
He scored that goal in Vancouver, and he kind of
Vancouver.
He kind of
waiting for it.
he kind of whiffed on the shot. Whatever. I mean, goal goes in, it counts. But I feel like he has lost a lot of puck battles. He's turned the puck over. He's not making the right play. I mean, there's times where he'll have the puck, down low, and it's okay. You have an option up top, and maybe you have an option behind the net, and he'll just kind of throw it to the front. And that's what you do when you're out of options. He has options a lot of these times, and I just don't feel like he's using them. His vision doesn't seem to be right. And this is going back before the break, too. I feel like because I've always kind of been the defender of him on this show, that, if Sanford's your biggest problem, then obviously you got a good team. But even though he scored the last 2 games, he has just been off to me, especially on that line. You need a guy who can feed pucks to Perron and O'Reilly, and he's just not doing it.
His body language bothers me on the ice. It's almost like he constantly has a look on his face like he's a little intimidated.
Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it. I'm not sure if that's accurate in how I'm thinking, but it just kind of seems that way. His body language after he scored that goal, that way he partially fanned on it, mostly fanned on it, and it just barely went in. The way he skated away was almost like the way it was like, okay, let's picture this. You've all seen the guy, and you're gonna say, oh yeah, okay, so you're playing in a men's league game, and the worst player on the ice scores a goal. That's the way he looks when he skates away from that goal. He's like, oh, yeah, I just scored. And he strides away kind of goofy, like just standing straight up and down. Just doesn't really, I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Teammates are way more excited than he is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like, yeah. It just kind of, it struck me as like, oh, the worst player on the ice just scored a goal, and that's the way he's supposed to look.
Yeah.
I don't know. But not the best game for Bennington, I don't think, in this game.
No, hasn't had, this isn't the best streak of it, or the best, multiple game section of his career. I mean, he's facing adversity. They made that point last night. But I thought he had a pretty decent third period.
He had a really good third period and overtime.
Overtime and shootout.
Yeah, I agree with that. He turned it on when he had to.
And it seems like it was after, who was it that bumped him? Somebody got into the crease.
That was
low elbow.
Yeah. Elbow to the head.
Was that the guy that had been called up from the AHL first time in like 4 or 5 games or 4 or 5 years? Robinson. Was that who it was?
Big boy. I don't think it was.
I don't remember who it was, but yeah. It seemed like it kind of woke him up a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe you don't want to do that.
Don't
open the Bennington door.
Yeah, right.
He has now allowed 4 goals in 3 straight games. Prior to this stretch of doing that, he had not allowed 4 consecutive goals in consecutive NHL games, regular season or playoffs.
So would you say this is the worst stretch of his career?
Yeah, sure.
Easily.
I mean, stats wise.
Yeah.
Granted,
sample size still.
Yeah, it's a real small sample size, and granted, it is a tough stretch that he's playing against a pretty good team.
I saw somebody post
Colorado,
like, when are we just going to admit that Bennington has fallen back down to earth? And I'm just like, again, small sample size.
Right.
Like, give it time. Like, if he's still like this in a week and a half, okay, maybe we have that conversation.
It's almost like somebody is rooting for it to happen. I don't know why. I get that impression. I don't know. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been really hard on Allen in the past, rightfully so. But there's not a guy in here who's not going to root hard for him.
I agree.
It's just
and he's on the best stretch of January.
He had a good game.
Yeah, he
did
against Vancouver.
He did.
Vancouver.
Yeah, this is why you need 2 good goalies.
Yeah, no, and I get it. And we talked about this before the season because Bennington's small sample size last year. He was a little bit of a question mark. I was not overly concerned, but that it was lingering. It's like, can he repeat this? Mm-hmm. I mean, can he continue to play well?
And that was why I think that was one of the toughest decisions Armstrong had to make. How much do I pay this guy? How many years do I give him?
And I think he nailed it.
He did it right.
He had to.
I agree.
You pay him more than Allen because he's the starter, and just $100,000 more than Allen.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and you hope Allen can play the way that he had at one point in his career, and
He's
right now he is. And
he got off to a bad start.
Right.
This season.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I mean that Montreal game, that goal by Brendan Gallagher, it's
and
disgusting.
he started a couple of home games and they were terrible starts.
Yeah.
But now he can even win at home.
Yep.
And I would say right now, this road trip, this is a tough road trip. Coming out of the All-Star break, you have back-to-back Monday, and who was it that tweeted it today? But there was a Flyers reporter who said that the Flyers were negotiating with the NHL about getting better schedule terms.
I saw
And
that.
they said so. The Blues are on this 4-game road trip. They play in 3 different time zones, including 2 back-to-backs.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
If you're an Eastern Conference team with 14 teams right there within 2 inches on a map,
if you can take a bus to your game,
yes.
Shut
Fuck
the
you.
fuck
Well,
up.
again, I've said this before, but like there was somebody who played for the Rangers who said they played against Philadelphia, but he was still in bed that night in his own bed by 11:30.
Yep.
Are you kidding me? Oh, any team in on the West Coast or in the Western Conference wishes they could say that.
In this game, the Blues allowed 3 power play goals on the first 3 penalty kills, which we talked about. This is the first time in 56 games, which was November 6th, 1993, the Blues had won a game when giving up 3 power play goals in a game. The record in those games since 1993, 0-52, 2-2. And that's from STL Blues history, too.
No, STL Blues history tweeted
Oh,
that?
yeah.
I'm surprised.
And actually, Bernie Mikla's referenced him on his show this morning on ESPN Radio.
As well he should.
Yeah. So that's where I got it from, actually. I heard it on the radio first, then saw it on his Twitter account later. And to be honest, Bennington was 8 for 8 in the high danger scoring opportunities. 23 out of 24 saves on 5-on-5 play. And
See, this is something. I'm sorry to interrupt.
so
this is
it was
something
penalty kill.
that I feel like I've said this before. We've all said this before, and people are going to say, "Oh, well, you wouldn't say this about Allen," but we would now because Allen's playing great. It's not that he's not allowing bad goals. You know, we've talked about it. The Burakovsky goal, the second one in the Colorado game, that was a bad goal. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, Bill, correct me, Mr. Goalie of the show, I feel like he has not really allowed any bad goals. It's that we say this about Allen all the time. You expect your goalie to come up big and make a big save to boost your team. He's just not doing that. You know, he's allowing goals, not bad goals, but it's like you expect your goalie to every now and then come up with that big save, and he just hasn't been doing that lately. And that's why he's not been as good.
That's what we said. Bennington did good last year, did well last year, and that's what we said. The knock on Allen was for so long that he wasn't doing that. So
yeah,
that was the thing.
So am I right in saying that that maybe last night there wasn't really any bad goals? It was just, come on, Bennington, you got to come up with a big one here.
I don't think he had any leakers last night. They were power play goals. Good. They were
power play goals, right?
And
the one that's right off the face-off. I mean,
oh yeah,
you're not expecting Monahan to shoot that puck when it comes back to him.
Well, and that Kachuk one was such a weird flutterer, and you couldn't see it. He didn't even react. He didn't even move.
No,
he didn't see it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not concerned about him.
I'm not either.
I think it's the ebbs and flows of a season with him until this becomes a disturbing trend, like it did with Allen for years. So
we can revisit this in a couple of weeks if it continues.
We talked about that. You know, I said
not to compare him to
I think I said
elites.
Talk to me in the next 12, 13 games if you're still doing this.
You talk to Sabres fans, they would tell you, yeah, back in the day, Dominik Hasek would get pulled 3 games in a row because he'd give up some weak ones. But then he would come out the next game and pitch a shutout.
It's how you play overall. It's always how it's been. And playing well in big games when it counts. So we'll see. Talbot did. I mean, he allowed 2 medium danger goals and goals he should have, plus the disallowed goal.
that was so offside.
The offside challenge. Yeah,
Oh
like
my
a good
God.
6 inches. It was
Were
clear.
you guys like me? I literally, like, when the play developed, because I do this constantly, probably 2 or 3 times a game. The play develops, and I go, God, I hope they don't score.
Yeah.
Because I knew it
Yes.
was offside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then, of course, Perron comes in, shoots, scores, and I'm like, I even yelled when he scored. I go, damn it, that's coming back.
Yeah, I couldn't tell, but I thought it was damn close. I'm like, oh.
I don't know, something about it. I'm like, I know he's off.
And they wouldn't show a good look at. They wouldn't slow it down. They showed one replay at like almost full speed, and I'm like, well, you can't tell for sure. And then I'm like, show the slow mo, a different camera angle. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
Until after the decision was made. I'm like, what the hell?
They always show that one angle after the decision's made, and it's
The
like,
telling angle.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm like, can we just see that first? So that way we know what's coming.
Is it like a drama thing?
I don't think
Does
so.
the NHL say not to do
I
that?
know the NHL says that they've got angles that they don't show. I wonder if they don't release that until after they've made the decision.
Nice glove save by Mike Smith after a great pass by Leon Draisaitl to the wrong team.
We've got. I'm gonna suggest something here. I'm gonna suggest that we, since this isn't these next couple things aren't anything pressing for probably a couple weeks necessarily. I say we save the trade deadline stuff for next week.
You say? Would you say you would ice them?
I would put them on ice.
Put them on ice.
Because
I'm cool with that.
Because we're at 2 hours now, and I think this is a good half-hour conversation.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
and I'm already falling asleep. So
2 days after being, I'll say this real quick. 2 days after being sent down to San Antonio, Brouwer was recalled today. So
yeah, that was going to be a
because of the
talking
sun
point of
fist.
this show.
Yeah.
Was that okay? He might not ever play in the NHL again. He's going to contemplate his retirement, but now he's back.
yeah,
So-
but I don't think he's gonna.
Oh, I don't think he will either.
Play.
He's not going to play. He's also
No.
not going to go back down to San Antonio when the time comes.
Right.
But
So-
it's good for him. He gets to prolong his career and get a little bit more of a paycheck.
So you've got that to look forward to next week. We'll talk about a couple articles written, one by Jim Thomas and one in the Athletic, talking about possible Blues targets in the trade deadline, top 6 guys possibly, because of the things that Armstrong said on a podcast and in an article with Jim Thomas about things that he's maybe targeting, which is. Armstrong said a little more than he usually says about stuff like that, which is interesting.
Yep.
So, and targeting a top 6 guy possibly. So we'll talk about that next week.
yeah, hopefully we can make a segment out of it, and he doesn't beat us to the punch. He's
Yeah.
not he's
still
one
got
of the
some time.
GM.
Well-
but he's one of the GMs that's going to pull the trigger. If the right deal's there, he's going to make the deal.
Maybe-
He's not going to wait. Till
Doug, if you're listening,
But
can you try and wait until after
but
our
I-
next show?
I don't think he's going to do anything until they evaluate Tarasenko. I think they said mid-February.
Yeah.
I said February 15th is the day that he specifically said that in the Athletic.
They're going to look
article,
at that date, and they're going to talk to Tarasenko and
which the
analyze
deadline's on
him.
the 24th.
That'll give him about a
I think
little
they
over a
said
week,
it was
9
9
days.
days before, so the 24th I think is the
Right.
trade deadline.
So after they'll see where Tarasenko's at mid-February, and then that will give them an idea of what they have to go after, if anything, at the deadline.
But the whole thing could change depending. I don't know. I haven't heard any speculation around the Sundqvist injury, but that could also change the whole narrative.
Yeah, he's on the IR now,
that-
so
yeah, that maybe now we have to look at a depth player as well, or in lieu of a top 6 guy.
right. And a lot can happen between now and then, because in the article he says that he's not targeting depth guys
Yeah.
right now.
yeah,
Right.
He's not going to trade
Maybe he is
away,
now.
mid-level picks for depth guys.
yeah.
He's going to target top 6 guys if Tarasenko's not back. So we'll talk about it more in depth next week. And interesting things were said. Anything else? Next on tap for the Blues is Friday the 31st at Edmonton. So we continue the Western Canada hockey swing.
Yep. Friday Edmonton, Saturday Winnipeg.
Yeah, I'm Friday game, and then what was it? Who's that? Winnipeg Saturday. Yeah.
Crazy back to back.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we talked about the tough schedule coming out of the All-Star break. You get a couple days off here, but
Yeah. and
right
this-
back into a back-to-back.
Right, and the second game of both back-to-backs is in a different time zone.
Yep.
On this trip.
It's Allen, then Bennington, right? You think?
You would expect.
Because Allen's got great numbers against the Oilers. So I think you play Allen there, and then you play Binnington against Winnipeg.
It's a division game, too, against Winnipeg. So you put your starter against your division rival, which is what I've always wanted. Yeah, Edmonton
Oilers just tied it.
Just tied the game.
So
I didn't say yay. I said a. I wasn't cheering.
I would expect that the Blues will get Koskinen rather than Mike Smith, but we'll see.
Possible.
Mike Smith looked damn good against us last time I played him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he's
a streaky guy.
Made that beautiful glove save on Derek Ryan on the breakaway.
Yeah. You want me to throw in one more thing?
Sure. One more thing. What do you got?
One more thing. I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. That,
you got 10 seconds.
Damn it. It's going to take at least 15. Summer series. I'm already planning that. And I mentioned this on Twitter, but for anybody who's listening who maybe didn't see this, I'm taking suggestions for what people want to hear from me over the summer. I'm just going to do summer shows again every week. And one thing that somebody suggested that I loved, so let me know what you think of this idea, is doing kind of like a prospectus look at Blues prospects over the summer. So basically I'd be pulling in interviews from people who are covering the WHL, OHL, wherever these guys are playing, and kind of talking to them about whatever the Blues prospect is and how far away they are from joining the Blues, blah, blah, blah. Something I added to that was have it be like a past and future thing, and maybe get some Blues alumni in here as well. I know there's a couple former Blues players I've talked to that would definitely be interested. And I'll just go ahead and say one because it's just fun to mention this guy. Harry York would be interested in coming on. So they give you a lot of fun to talk about him and his roller hockey days as well. So
Hockey International, great.
Yep, and that is what I'm looking at for right now, but that could change if he give me a good idea. So if anyone has anything, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, whatever.
That was Mike Keenan day. You ask him his thoughts on Mike Keenan.
Oh, boy, that'd be fun. What a fourth-line guy thought about Mike Keenan.
Sure, yeah.
It'd be great.
I'm sure he appreciates Keenan because I don't think York played for the Rangers after the Blues, I believe. Right?
Played for one team and then stopped playing,
I think it was the Rangers. Was it?
I don't recall.
I'm going to look that up.
I want to say it was. I almost want to say it was the Canucks, but
I think it was the St. Louis Vipers.
Yeah, that was.
I'm pretty sure it was the Rangers.
Yeah,
I'm looking.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Oh, Harry.
Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
We've got
Wheel Snipe Sully.
Oh, we've got Blues. We've got Rangers.
There we go.
We've got Pittsburgh, and guess who else? Vancouver!
All right.
I knew it was there.
But the Rangers were...
He played for the Rangers for 7 games.
Okay.
So I'm surprised that you remember that.
right after the Blues?
Yep. Yeah, he was...
That's why I remember it. He went there.
Yeah, he signed with them, it looks like, and then was traded that next season to Pittsburgh.
See, you can't teach that stuff.
Pittsburgh played 2 games, but then Vancouver, he played 103 games. He played for the Blues 132. So, wow, I didn't remember him being with Vancouver that long.
I did not either.
Apparently I did.
The battle for Alberta is tied 3-3 with 6 minutes to go in the third.
That was a bad goal by Riddick.
I missed it.
Pulled his stick away from the 5-hole and just got beat.
Did he look like the goalie that was set up at Fanfare?
A little bit.
All right. That'll wrap up episode 50 of Season 8 of the original St. Louis Blues Hockey Podcast, Let's Go Blues Radio. Thanks for listening, and thanks to those who participated in the YouTube chat during the live show. We hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. For Jeff Ponder and Bill Day, I'm Kurt Price. Until next time, everyone, let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Vancouver! I love that so much.
The Chiefs are at home tonight against Cyanosport at the War Memorial at 8. Good seats are still available.
A look at sports.
I think that went very well.
Thank you for listening to Let's Go Blues Radio. Now take off, hosers.
Well, there's 90 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Sorry.
St. Louis Blues, St. Louis Blues. Have you heard the news about our St. Louis Blues? They've only just begun, they're on their way to #1. Now there's no more blues for our St. Louis Blues. The Blues are on the ice tonight.